What is the big purchase?
My special, actually. When I put my special up on YouTube, like I paid all this money.
How much?
How many hair plugs?
2,700 grabs. I wanted to call it Matteo Lane. Netflix said no. Mike Cannon actually said to me, he's like, it's beneath you. So many people say, well, soon Netflix. When is Netflix coming? You're gonna get Netflix? And I was like, they said I wasn't right for their channel. They think that queer people can only communicate through our trauma. Yes, that's an important part of where we come from and our pain and growing from that.
They want to hear the story about how your dad hated you. They don't want to hear the story about like your family supports you.
They don't want to hear me talk about my hair plugs.
They want to hear another thing get plugged. Welcome to Flagrant. Today we are joined by the newly not single Matteo Lane.
Hey!
Big Flagrant favorite. Obviously a lot of things happen in your life. Hair plugs look phenomenal.
Thank you. I have more hair.
Heartbreak, we could talk about it. Hair plugs and Heartbreak, the special on YouTube. Go watch it right now.
Yep.
Massive tour. But most importantly, love.
I know.
And I need to ask questions about, okay, so what are your rules in the relationship?
Like, rules?
All right, any of my friends that are gay and
like
in
open
relationships.
and closed?
Yeah, but even within open and closed, there's like specific rules that each couple has.
Well, gays, we love rules. No, we're monogamous. We're not.
Fully?
Yeah.
So you won't bring anybody in and then.
I mean, you know, not. Yeah.
Okay, see?
I mean, we're together for like 2 months. You know? Usually the way gay works is like, it's like, all right, we'll be like dedicated to each other for an extended amount of time, and then when we're totally trust with each other, we can maybe open up if we want, if it feels natural. But like neither one of I found someone who has quite similar motives that I do in morals. Like we just kind of
total peace, by the way.
Yeah.
Get this guy up on Instagram.
Oh yeah, he's
just
hot.
a dime.
Rodrigo.
Yeah.
And he sings and he dances.
Yeah.
He's hot. I'm like, whew, it's like I get warm thinking about him.
I can tell.
We're going to Italy together and I can't fucking wait.
Is he here right now?
No, he's in Mexico City. He's from, look at how cute he is.
What? Wow.
But you also have to look at the next picture.
Okay, go.
Cute.
Shit.
Don't worry about it. Just go look at his page.
Oh, what the fuck?
God, man.
What is that, an anchor below his belly button?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Anchors away.
Yeah.
Hey, yo!
Whoa.
Come on.
Probably can't show
He
that.
leans to the right?
Take another picture.
Is that
Brian.
accurate?
Does he lean to the right?
Yeah.
Really? Is that a Mexican thing? Is that south of the border?
I don't know if it's a Mexican. I mean, I'm Mexican and mine leans. I guess mine does lean kind of to the right. I don't know. But he's, I mean, I love him.
Go to the left.
Based off these photos, you wouldn't know like how he is, but he's like the nicest, most caring person, very into mental health, doesn't do drugs.
Hates carbs.
Like, no, he won't stop eating. He's like, Amore, I'm hungry again. I want to eat again. I'm like, it's enough. You've eaten already.
What is that picture right there, top right?
Wait, this one?
Yeah.
That's him
Right.
singing.
That's when he first met Matteo.
Yeah.
That is. Also, look at his jaw. Oh, I can't.
Yeah, he's a dime. Okay, so you guys are fully monogamous. That means you're not bringing anybody in. I have a couple friends, and they are fiancéed up, and they allow other people to be brought into the relationship. I'm not going to say names. I don't know if they want their business out here. But
Mark
one of the
Norman.
rules. No, they basically were like, they allow people to come in because they're both kind of tops.
Oh,
So
I
they
see
like
that.
reluctantly bottom for one another.
Yeah.
So they bring in a hole.
I wish there was like a video
That's
series.
kind of crazy, right? We need a hole. And then you go to the gay bar and then you find the hole.
Well, no one's going to gay bars anymore. You know,
That's
it's like
done?
you just. I mean, yeah.
They started killing people.
No, oh my God, you're so dramatic.
No. I was at one. I went with them
And
to
you
this
watched
gay bar.
someone get killed?
Well, I was the murderer. I
killed
would go
someone?
and
No.
Kill the gay guys at the gay bar.
Andrew.
Yeah. This is for Jesus. No. No.
Be like, yeah.
But,
Jeffrey
no, on the
Dahmer
way in, I thought I told you this. The bouncer on
Oh,
the
you were
way
at the
in.
boiler room.
It was no. Boiler room is. I know where they all are. But hey now, I almost said no. Boiler room's downtown. No. It's in
Hell's Kitchen.
Hell's Kitchen. Fuck. What is the name of it?
Industry therapy, hardware. I love these names.
I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna figure it
The
out.
Squat and Gobble?
The squat.
Yeah, that was a place in
Wait,
San
that was a
Francisco.
real one.
Yeah.
Holy
Really?
shit.
In
Yeah,
San
that's a real
Francisco.
one. Yeah. It's awesome. Yeah, not even a gay bar. That's how gay San Francisco is. Sports bar.
Squat ball. No,
I was going in, the bouncer said, hey, make sure you put a napkin on your drink.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, what's up with that? And he was like, wow, somebody's been drugging dudes and
oh,
then
this is at
killing
Chili's.
With the fajitas?
Right?
Chili's isn't a gay bar, but your ass hurts when you leave.
Well, that onion blossom will do wonders for your asshole.
No, but did you hear about this? I heard there were gays being like attacked or whatever by other gays in the city. There was like a serial killer for gays.
I don't know if I got that memo, but I don't doubt it. I mean, New York's a big city, and gays are kind of.
Let me tell you about gays, okay? Let me just teach you all the things.
Actually, I
about
could
gay
afford
culture.
to learn from you because I feel so far removed. Yeah, but what was I saying about him earlier?
No, they basically said that they'll bring in somebody into the relationship, and that's okay, but they can't do it more than once with that person, and they both have to be present.
I have friends like that. But I mean, I wish they did like a video series of like tops who reluctantly bottom because their faces are so, it's like dragging a kid to church. It's like that kind of a vibe.
You don't know
what I
how
mean?
right that is.
Yeah. I didn't even think about it.
Best example. I don't want to go, Mom. You're going. On your knees. Squat and gobble.
Oh my God, and that's so funny. I didn't think about that. Yeah, no, we're both very like verse, you know.
So sexually
both.
very compatible.
Yes, very compatible.
But sometimes that's interesting. Then that's like a huge privilege for straight relationships is when you meet someone that you really get along with and you love and you vibe with, the sexual component's already worked out.
Right.
They have the hole, women, we have the thing that fills a hole. You guys could meet your love, your best friend, and you both want to be filled. Now what do?
You go to a Broadway show. I mean, for two bottoms, that's what's happening. You're like, fine, we'll go to Cats again. Like, how they get it out. Yeah, no, we work. We're sexually compatible, and he's really nice and sweet. You'll meet him. I'll bring him by the cellar.
Yeah.
But it's funny is I was trying to explain like comedians because he's like, oh, I want to meet your friends, and I was like. You start to panic because I'm like, how do you introduce him to Keith Robinson?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah,
how do you explain? He's like, no, I can handle it. I can handle it. I'm
can't.
like, no, but Keith is. I can't explain Keith.
Yeah.
You know what
He's
I mean?
gonna go through it.
Like, who's
and
the
it'll be
nicest
okay.
comedian I can bring him in front of?
Ryan Hamilton.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I should
Ryan
bring him in front of
Hamilton.
Ryan first.
Yeah,
He's
that's a good
got it.
starter.
But everyone wants to meet him at the cellar. Esty was like, I want to meet him. Bring him here. I want to meet him.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, all right.
Is there like an excitement? Are we excited for you? Because I feel like as long as I've known you.
Well, I haven't really been in a relationship. In the past 3 years on this show, I'm like, date me. So, you know, I don't know. It's nice.
Do you think it's random that this happened at like the height of your fame? Like, do you think you're like, I can't be out there in the streets right now. It's too crazy. Like, I need to settle down and be with somebody.
Do you know, I will say New Year's, I was like, I never go out because I just do shows, and I also just want to play Fortnite. Like I'm kind of a homebody, you know, or I just want to work at the cellar.
Yeah.
So I was like, my friends were like, on
What
New
a
Year's,
waste of muscles you
we're
are.
gonna-
That pissed me off. I just want to be at home. If I had a body like it.
I'm literally at home
Are you
eating like
kidding me?
broccoli, playing Fortnite.
Disgusting.
My trainer, Dame, I see my trainer 5
Throw away
times a
the
week.
I just want to play video games all day.
I do.
Never. I walk around shirtless, nonstop.
I'm pretty close.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're beef, dude.
I know. Well, now that I have money, I have a new face, and I hired.
Oh yeah, we gotta talk
new
about.
hair, new face,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I
yeah.
hired a trainer 5 days a week.
Wow.
So, yeah, and he put me on
Is
a
he a
diet.
Mexican guy named
everything.
Rodrigo?
No, he's Australian named Damon. Damon Bell, everyone. And I love him because he's so, looks so like he eats rocks, like scary, you
Yeah.
know? But then he's so gay and Australian. I'll be like, Damon, how was your weekend? I think my dog is sick and I'm really upset about it. You know what I mean? So not like, there's Damon, that's my trainer.
Any jealousy between you and Rodrigo about Damon?
No, not at all. That's another thing about like Rodrigo's. He doesn't allow me to be anything but honest. So I'm not like past relationships. I feel like I'm fulfilling the fantasy of someone's boyfriend.
You're fulfilling their fantasy?
Yeah, like what's the best version of a boyfriend I can be for them? And Rodrigo's very much like just say what you're thinking and what you're doing and how you're feeling. So like
That's that people pleaser thing that a lot of comics have. Yeah. So instead of that's not as satisfying yourself, you're like, how can I make this person feel good?
Right. But now I'm like, oh, he's a friend. Like I didn't know you could be friends with the person you love.
Yeah.
I think that
That's
was
Realize
awesome.
that? That's
Bro,
like
that's the whole
thing of being gay.
Yeah, that's what we're jealous of it. Yeah. You get to have every single thing in common.
Is he good at Fortnite?
Yeah.
No, and he's like, I want to learn. I was like, it's such a high learning curve. He's like, no, why? I just want to learn. I'm like, I can't
You got a
even-
girlfriend. You don't got a boyfriend. You got a woman in your life.
Let me play.
Yeah.
Hot.
It'd be like that, bro.
Just give him the control. Just don't
guess-
turn it on.
You're like, you're doing so good.
You're doing great.
You
I'm
won.
actually playing. But no, it's. I mean, if my friend Nick can play, then then Rodrigo.
Yo,
can
Nick
definitely
is
play.
so funny, bro.
Nick, you gotta.
I did meet Nick at the cellar that one
that's
time.
right.
Yeah,
he was
yeah.
like, I don't know who that man is. I
Yo.
was like, that's Andrew Schultz. He's one of the most famous comics in the world. If that man was alone in a room and they said, "Where's Andrew?" I'd say, I don't know. I'm like, God, you live in this world. He doesn't know anything
I really
or
thought you were
anybody.
making his voice up, and then I met him, and I was
No,
like,
that's how he
oh,
sounds.
that's why I was
So
My
you,
friend Donnie was blown away. He's like, I can't fucking believe Andrew Schultz came to you and you stared at him like he was a stranger. And he's like, and like Donnie was freaking out that you
but
came by
that's
the
what's
table.
so great about that is like he's so unimpressed by everything. There's this
Anywho.
great. You guys would do these vlogs, and I hope you continue to
Yes,
do them
oh,
because
yeah.
they're great. And one of them, you went on a haunted house tour.
Oh
this
my
shit
God.
kills me every single time. All right, so they're on a haunted house tour. Nick is not afraid of nothing. He's like, "What are we doing here? This is goofy." And then all of a sudden, a guy pops out of nowhere, gets like this close to his face, and just goes, "Ah!" And Nick goes, "Ah! Your breath."
That was what Chris filmed that. He was horrified. Nick was screaming, and I was having the best time of my life because Nick had he lost his voice. He was screaming so loud at everybody. At one point, he said to this girl, he was like, "You again? We saw you already." Just, like keeps walking. He was dressed like Woody and Buzz. It was so funny.
His bit in the special's hilarious. Like you doing him.
Oh
surviving
yeah, I do
COVID,
like
it's
10
amazing.
minutes on Nick. I'm like, Nick, I was like, did anyone like hit you up? I did 10 minutes on you. I mean, maybe, I don't know. When he got to 10,000 followers on Instagram, he goes, I'm at 10,000 followers, delete my number. Like, you're such a monster. Oh,
Does
Nick.
he have any aspirations to be, in entertainment?
Not really. I mean, he just sells real estate and wears women's blouses and kind of just has an attitude.
Yeah.
But then he fell into a very famous group of gay people, me and Bob the Drag Queen and Monet Exchange,
Yeah.
and now he's my burden. But we do have a good dynamic. Like, we did our first video of going to the Olive Garden together, and it could not have gone better. Like, the waiter recognized me, got nervous, dropped all the plates in front of us. Nick is screaming. He's like, "Oh my God, we're at war! This is a war!" It was so funny.
Do you think gay dudes get to be more sassy and we're okay with it? Or rude? Do we give them a
Definitely
little
rude.
bit more, and why?
Because it is entertaining.
Oh, it's funny. If you can have an attitude as long as you're funny about
Yeah.
it. So when you're being rude, as long as there's jokes, yeah. I guess
Because Nick
they're-
even said to the waiter, he was like, "Can I take your plate?" And he goes, "You can just throw it on the floor." I'm like, if a straight person said that, it would be so
It's kind of a New York thing too, a little bit. Like they say New Yorkers are rude all the time, but we're kind of funny about
Yeah.
when we're rude, so we
Yeah.
get away with it. That's an interesting way of looking at it. But I wonder if it starts to become like an archetype where we almost expect it.
But Nick's been like that since he was 5.
Really?
He grew up in a town of 600 people and just has not changed his personality at all. He talks to his mother that way. It's hysterical.
Wow.
One day I'll bring him on this show and he'll tell you his
Yeah.
hemorrhoid surgery story because it is.
Oh, he got the surgery.
He had to. He had a hemorrhoid so big that he said his doctor gasped.
No.
And then he had to get surgery, and he's deathly afraid of needles. And he's like, they're like, okay, we're gonna put the anesthetic needle in you. He goes, no, that's fine. I'm hydrated. They're like, I don't think you understand how this works. And then the needle wouldn't go in because he was so tight, so they just strap him on the table and put him upside down. And then after the surgery, he went straight to work, and he was selling real estate and started shitting his pants. And
No.
yes, it's all true.
What?
The needle wouldn't go in because he's so tight.
So tight. He was so
fucking Hulk.
Yeah. But he looks like he looks like Stretch Armstrong.
Doesn't look like Hulk.
Yeah, he doesn't look like the Hulk.
Announcements. As you already know, we are coming to London, Glasgow, Dublin, Manchester. If there are any tickets left for those cities, you can get them at theandrewschultz.com. Thank you guys so much for your support. I cannot wait to bring the Life Tour to you. It will be epic, I promise.
Happy Happy 4th of July, guys. You know what I found out on this Independence Day? Some ticket resellers are reselling tickets to my special taping for 5x what you should be paying. I can't let that happen. We gotta free ourselves from the tyranny of those heartless, money-hungry, price-gouging monsters on this Independence Day. So, my hat fell off. What are you gonna do? I still look American as fuck. What I'm gonna do is find a way to release as many tickets as possible. We're gonna find the smallest, best equipment we can find. We're getting rid of any unnecessary bullshit we don't need. We're gonna open up more seats. Buy your tickets right now at akashsingh.com. Free yourselves from the tyranny of these price-gouging fucks. Get them at akashsingh.com.
I don't know if people realize, like, the last time you were on, you were very well known, but now it's like a different level of like notoriety across the world, but specifically within your community. Do you, like, how are people?
Italians.
Yeah, Italians.
Literally, my third largest following on Instagram is Italy.
Are people,
That's so funny.
are people interacting with you differently, and is it uncomfortable when people come up to you on the street like, Matteo?
Look at this Barbara Walters question.
Thank you.
Yes. No, I mean, it's been, yeah. Oh, that's what I was going to say. It's like, to your question, is I went out on New Year's to a gay bar, to like a dance party or whatever, and I could not walk.
Oh, really?
I was stopped every two. It was like, I was really like kind of like, whoa, because I'm so used to just cellar, airplane, show, Fortnite.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I went out to a gay bar and it was,
You're not existing in life
no,
that much. Yeah.
But you know what was really nice was that everyone said so many nice things, like thank you so much and thank you, like a lot of thank yous. We were all high, but I mean, it was still nice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was like the first eye opener of like. Because I don't know, I guess it hasn't sunk in yet. You do a show for 4,000 people, in your head you're like, did this joke work? Am I getting the right response? Like, we're
You're
just
not
waiting
reacting
for the
to
response.
what's happening in your career.
But I don't know if myself, I can't quite, like when I get a standing ovation, I almost run off the stage. I don't quite know how to accept that.
Yeah. Wait, why is that?
I don't know. I was talking to my therapist about this the other. Like I walk out and they keep cheering, and I literally say, "I'm like, I haven't done anything yet."
Yeah, yeah.
Like it's this kind of, it's almost the same energy of I don't celebrate my birthday because I'm Jehovah's Witness.
Yeah.
No, because it's like I don't want that kind of attention on myself.
Yeah.
Like I want attention when it's for like something I feel I've.
You want to earn the attention.
Yeah.
Forced attention. I agree with that with the birthday thing. Birthday gives me anxiety because I feel like it's like forced attention. Like you're like, you must celebrate me now because I was born here. Where for a living we earn attention, right?
Right.
We come up with a cool idea, a funny joke, and then people react, and you go, okay, that feels like a fair exchange.
Right.
Yeah, there's something about the birthday that's forced.
How do you accept it? It's 10,000 seats in Toronto. How are you going to accept when you walk out and everyone's screaming?
I mean, listen, you know, they're right. No, it's an awesome feeling, but I think it's one of those things where it's like they're maybe clapping and excited for what you've done to get them there. You know, like in the same way that we cheer like the Knicks when they're coming onto the floor.
But we need a different example.
Okay, let me get a good one. Okay, you know how
Mariah
like
Carey changes her outfit.
there it is. Mariah changes the outfit. You know what I mean? Or when like a new DJ comes on around 2:30 at the Boiler Room or whatever.
Mitch Farino, everyone, great DJ.
Who?
My
What?
friend Mitch. He's a great
yeah,
DJ.
never seen him there. Yeah. But this is sick. So you're like a bona fide, super famous, the famous gay guy on the planet, maybe?
No, I'm just a well-known gay person, which that has a different connotation with the gay community. But in this sense, I'm well-known for.
But we said this in the beginning. It was the coolest thing where like it's very rare you see gay dudes coming out and support other gay dude performers. You see it with female artists. You see it with singers, Liza Minnelli, Lady Gaga, Madonna. But it's rare that you see them coming out for dudes.
It feels nice. It feels like it's a nice celebration.
Bro, I don't know if this is your effect, but I've seen way more gay guys coming out to comedy shows.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe they think you're
I
me.
invite them. I invite them when I'm in fucking Hell's Kitchen. No,
Yeah, when you're in the boiler room, you're like, come check me out of the cellar tomorrow.
I really wonder if it's the effect of social media and just seeing a little bit more representation and then going, ooh, this is kind of fun. I'm enjoying watching comedy. Yeah, let's go check out a comedy show.
Yeah.
But like very regularly, 3, 4 gay dudes coming out when I was coming up, when you were coming up, I did not see that. Gay dudes were coming out maybe if there was like a gay person on the bill.
Right. Or
But
Margaret
not-
Cho.
She's not.
No, if she's there, gays will show up.
But is she gay?
I think she's like pan, or I think she's sort of like, don't think she has a quite specified sexual orientation. I really do. I think she's pan, but I don't know.
What is
I don't wanna...
what is that? Pan.
Pan, just you're having a good time.
Just good time. Okay. That's a very diplomatic way of answering that.
Yeah.
I like pan.
Yeah, it sounds like gay.
I'm fucking pan,
I don't know.
bro.
I don't know if people say pan anymore, or they just say sexually fluid, or
Fluid.
you know.
Yeah.
There's a lot of sort of. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, but I hope that.
Pivot.
I can't think of like. I don't know. I'm just like old school gay. You know,
are
I'm so
old
not
school
interesting.
gay, dude. with
10
your-
years ago was interesting. Now it's like, get out of here.
You guys are the most boring of the alphabet.
We are.
Wait a minute, lesbians are almost forgotten.
Yeah.
I feel like gay dudes still got a little mystique, but the lesbians are like, I think they're straight now. I think we brought on lesbians. I think lesbians are us.
I think they're just raising all the children. And adopting all the cats.
I thought that was Jamaican women.
That's if you live on the Upper East Side.
That's a good point.
Yeah. People are wild on the Upper East Side. I used to live there for 4 years.
Where are you living now?
I live in the Village. I live really close to here, actually.
Oh, nice.
Really?
I love it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Rodrigo moving in soon.
I hope so.
Wait, why didn't you like the Upper East Side?
It was stuffy and bad restaurants and felt chaotic and everything shut down at 6 p.m. It just didn't have the vibe of like the Village, like New York, like I'm going out.
Yeah,
and
there's no
art
energy.
And,
There's no-
yeah,
it's
just-
safe. Like,
Well-
it's safe, but
Right.
there's no energy.
No.
Yeah, maybe not safe for you. Is that a thing still? Do you worry about that?
Outside
I feel
of
like I get all my
Manhattan,
gay
yeah.
questions out with you. Like you're on the road. No, for real, you're on the road, and like you're probably seeing like the week before some news report where it's like church boycotts, Whole Foods for selling gay candy or whatever.
Good, less assholes in Whole Foods. Okay. I can't. It's like anyone who's like you're not gonna go to. Anyone who says they're going to heaven, I'm like, well, send me to hell. I would rather way more interesting people than sitting in heaven with you. Like,
Depending on the rules, I wonder. Let me think about that.
of heaven and hell,
More interesting people in hell.
right?
Yeah, probably.
More interesting people, yes.
You can get a tan.
Yo, no, heaven's gonna have sun, dude.
I don't know. It sounds boring.
You think?
Yeah, cloud
Yeah.
coverage.
What if heaven's Italy, bro?
No. Well, Italy. I'm going in 4 hours.
I
can't
know.
fucking
What if
wait.
heaven's Italy?
We need to go to Italy together, by the way.
We've been trying to plan this forever.
When are you going back? You're going.
The beginning of July. We're gonna pop in real quick.
If you come earlier, I'll be there
We're gonna go to Turkey. Why don't you come to Turkey?
to get my hair done.
It's done.
Yeah.
To flex on all the new people.
I know.
This is a Manhattan hairline.
Isn't it?
Not your generic IKEA forehead. This is a real bona fide Manhattan hairline.
Yeah, how did you not have to shave it? I thought that was the whole thing.
So when you pay more, you don't. By the way, I spent all my money on my hair, my face, and the gym. That's it. Like, I don't spend on anything else. I live in a one
I
bedroom.
love new money so much. Fuck old
It's funny,
money.
like what I spend it on. It's like, well, hair.
Yeah.
But I wanted hair for so long. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So I don't know. It was nice to, like, the consultation was great. I opened my special. I do 15 minutes on the consultation, the hair surgery, losing your hair, what it was like afterwards. Nick was my emergency contact. What a terrible emergency contact. I said it was obvious.
I don't know.
Yeah. I said it was obvious he was there to pick me up because he's the only man in the office with a purse and hair. So, but yeah, it was crazy. I mean, I didn't want to go to Turkey, because it's too far, and then
What's the difference? Turkey's like what, $4-6 grand or something like that for the
it
hair.
is cheaper, but it's
Here it's expensive. Here
Very
you're talking about like
expensive.
what, 30, 20,
At least I'll
20,
be
30
ugly
grand?
at home. Because you leave looking like the alien from Mars Attacks. So I didn't want to go through customs, and they're like, "What did you bring back?" It's like I wanted to be ugly at home.
Yeah.
I shot my advice special 2 weeks after the surgery. Like, you heal quick.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Yeah.
I
And you have to
thought
shave the side of your heads, and then I can show you the picture. Should I put it up?
what? What are you saying?
Of me
I'm
right
already
after the
doing it?
surgery.
Are you saying?
I look like you
What
before
the
the
fuck?
surgery.
Can I have nothing?
You have a great hairline.
Thank you, bro.
It's thick.
Scotland.
Yeah.
And
Alopecia for
finasteride.
15 years.
It's called finasteride. It's called hair pills.
Hey, fellas, are you losing your hair? You don't need to. Immediately Start Keeps. That's all you gotta do. Start Keeps, you'll stop losing your hair. If you've already gone bald, you gotta fly to Turkey. But if you're losing your hair or your hairline is receding, which happens to everybody as they get older damn near, just get on Keeps. They offer expert recommended hair loss treatments, personalized treatment plans that are recommended by a licensed medical professional and delivered straight to your door, anonymously. If you're worried about that kind of thing, it just comes to you in a package. Don't worry about that. Keeps gives you quality expert care without having to visit a doctor's office or pharmacy, waste your time. All you gotta do is subscribe, and Keeps will give you refill reminders so you never run low on the products you need to take care of your hair and keep your hair, more importantly. Also, the plans are affordable. Typically, it's half the cost of pharmacy prices. Remember, prevention is key, and it can take 4 to 6 months for treatment to see results. It's not for me, but you gotta act fast. So if you're ready to take action and prevent hair loss, go to keeps.com. That is KEEPS.com/flagrant to receive your first month of treatment for free. What do you have to lose? Just go to KEEPS.com/flagrant to get your first month free. KEEPS.com/flagrant. Now let's get back to the show. All right, we're gonna take a break real quick because some of you have a filthy, nasty, disgusting habit. And for legal reasons, we can't say what it is. But perhaps you're puffing on something, a little smoke is coming out. Again, I can't say with an ing, that makes it a verb, but some of you have disgusting habits using products that are killing you. So, what's the best way to break a bad habit? Replace it with a habit that's not bad for you. That's where Fume comes in. It is here to help you kick one of the hardest habits of all. Again, I can't say what it is, but I think you get a pretty good idea. Fume is a natural diffusive device that uses plants and behavioral science to help you trade out your negative habit for a positive one. Fume is not a vape, it's not tobacco, it's not nicotine, I can say that for some reason, but it is a device designed to transform your negative habits. You know how some people say they just need something to do with their hands? Well, that's where Fume comes in. And instead of pods filled with potentially harmful chemicals, Fume uses cores infused with plants like peppermint, cinnamon, and other delicious natural flavors. Fume's new version 2 also even better. It's got an adjustable airflow dial and a magnetic end cap. That way your fingers always have something to do. You can just always hold it. Put it in your mouth, it's not bad. Puff, inhale, it's not bad. This is not bad. It looks wonderful, feels solid. It feels like a quality product. So, head to tryfume.com to try one of these and make sure you use the code FLAGRANT to help you save up to 10% off when you get the Journey Pack today. The Journey Pack comes with 3 unique flavors and the new version 2 Fume to help you kickstart your positive habits. Again, that is tryfum.com. And as always, use the promo code FLAGRANT to save an additional 10% off on your order today. Nothing. Good for me. Now let's get back to the show.
So you get this gorgeous fucking hairline because you spend all this money.
It takes 4 months for it to start growing in.
That's one thing. Doesn't it grow in, fall out, and then the new shit?
So they do the hair. Here, I'll show you. And I don't care showing this photo. I mean, it's kind of scary.
Yo, Mark is all up in your pictures. No,
I
to see some fucking Diego meat or Rodrigo meat.
All right, this was me right after my surgery. So
That's you?
So I know, I look like the alien from Mars Attack. So the long hair, I'll send this to you guys if you want to put it up. The long hair is my natural
I've seen
hairline.
this POV so much in my life.
Imagine this at the boiler room. You'd be like, get away from me. But the 5 o'clock shadow is like what they added. You see what I'm saying?
Wait, you're saying bringing it down.
So they brought my hairline down, they filled it out,
Yeah.
And then it falls out in 2 weeks. So all the hair they put in, it just takes 10 days for it to latch onto your bloodstream. And then that's what helps it grow. So after 10 days, wash it, rip them out, whatever. You can't change it, it's gonna grow. And then it's 4 months, your hair just goes back to the way it was. And then in November, late November, I was like, I washed my hair and I pulled my hairline back and it was like, cha-cha-cha-cha. Like I could see like hair coming in and then each week it got thicker and thicker and thicker. And then it was so fun to go to my barber and be like, let's do something different. Yeah. He's like, that's great. You know, he's Russian. But yeah, and so I think now it's fully in.
And do you ever have to do another one? Are you on any of the pills to make sure?
Minoxidil.
And
yeah, but
just topical?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I might go back and fill in just a little bit on my crown because it's a little thinny-ish, but it's not that. I mean, you can't really notice it. So
Are there bald people in your family?
no, I'm the only one who's Only one.
So
My-
You got to have a joke about this.
I do.
baby.
I do. The doctor said, who's bald? I said, no, my brother, my dad. He goes, what about your mom's dad? I said, my mom's dad is a Mexican with a 1-inch forehead. It starts there. I mean, it's like, so all my cousins, 34 first cousins, no balding. My dad's side, no balding. My mom's side, no balding. All Mexicans with huge heads of hair. And then me losing my hair.
Dude.
But I can sing.
Talk about the skincare. What about the face?
Oh
How do
no,
you do
no. Okay,
that
so
here?
break down. So you said you got filler.
I did. I sound like Joan Rivers.
This is good. This is what happens.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start giving you real Barbara Walters questions.
So you got surgery. Tell us why you were ugly before.
She's obsessed with people's beauty. I've talked about this before, but she literally said to Celine Dion, she's like,
Celine, when you were younger, you were not beautiful. You had vampire teeth, and the kids called you Vampire Girl.
I was like, what do you want Celine to say? Like, I'm so sorry, I should have been better looking for you. Like, what do you want her to say?
Dude, have you seen Barbara Walters' best moments? Bro, she might be the greatest interviewer of all time.
I've only seen the Sean Connery.
Sean
one.
Oh my God.
Sean
He's like,
Connery.
yeah, I'll hit a woman.
Yeah,
She's like,
sometimes you gotta slap him, bro. He says a joke at the end of it. And then breaks her. It was the most amazing thing I've ever seen. I didn't keep watching the interview, but he says a joke after the whole slapping thing, and then she kind of laughs and she goes, "Anyway, so making Men in Black, like she just goes back to the interview."
Yeah. She's like, I lost. Yeah, you got me.
she's a lot of pioneering, but maybe not the best question. Like if Michelle Pfeiffer, it was just like,
You're gorgeous. Tell us. Do you wake up and feel gorgeous? Tell me.
and then Barbara Streisand, she's like,
So you look this way.
you know what I mean? It's like, what?
Oh, your nose. Explain it.
I love Barbara Streisand because Barbara Walters said to her in a 1993 interview, she's like,
You spoke at Harvard about gay rights. Do you regret doing that?
and Barbara's like, no, why would I regret
Have you been
that?
to a show of mine?
Her son's gay too, the whole thing. But yeah, I did. I get Botox.
Okay. So tox, filler, what's the deal? It doesn't look like you have work done.
No, you get very little done. That's the trick.
Okay.
But just small stuff. I don't want to look like
What
a
is filler?
person.
What is that?
Filler's
Because I hear
No,
people.
we want the tips here.
This is the thing.
Yeah,
we're not
already
saying
too
this
good.
from critical angle. We're saying how do we get it?
Yeah.
I can give you a number. Do you
But
guys
like,
want?
tell me what you do.
Oh,
That's what I'm trying
I went
say.
to a plastic surgeon. Well, you should go to a really good plastic surgeon for filler, right?
Okay.
Botox you can get done by
What is
like
filler. I don't even know.
it's like a chemical that they put in.
I know that the girls do with their lips,
Right.
but I don't know what the actual thing is. Like, why does it create structure in your face?
I don't know.
Is it like Botox where it like freezes your face?
No, you're adding volume. So they added it onto my cheeks, under my eyes, and then
Oh, because you
my nose.
lose
You lose volume as you get
yeah.
older.
So it looks like it's sinking, but you're just losing the stuff underneath.
Yeah.
And once they did it, you can see immediately. Like I was like, wow, I look like immediately better.
Do you see how people can get addicted?
Oh yeah, it's like a tattoo. But if you get like a good plastic surgeon, like I did that. She's like, okay, we'll see you in a year.
And they'll tell you not to come in. They'll pump the brakes on your.
Like the girl who does my Botox. She was like, I was like, can you do filler in my nose? She goes, no, you should get that done by a plastic surgeon.
you get filler on your nose?
Just to like, it was like going down, and I wanted it just to look a little straighter.
Just fighting gravity, really.
I'm just being honest.
No, I'm just trying to. Mine is going out. I feel like it's growing.
Oh, you want to do a
Think your nose
transplant?
is growing.
Yeah. You want to just give him some?
If you need nose, bro, come to me, dude. Like I fucking got you.
I think you have a nice nose.
Listen, it's pronounced.
Do you think you have a big nose? I really don't think you do.
Yeah, I think I have a big nose. Yeah, I think so. I've broken it a bunch. Like I've got weird dents in it.
Really?
Yeah.
From what?
Oh, everything.
Basketball? Fights?
Elbows.
Boiler room.
Yeah, boiler room. Boiler room was one of the most difficult ones. Yeah, but ran into a chair. Like I've just broken it a lot.
You ran into a chair?
Yeah, I got punched in it. There's just a lot of broken things. Yeah.
I've never broken a bone.
What?
I broke a toe once. That was it.
How?
I walked into my bed.
Fortnite.
Playing Fortnite.
Joe's Fortnite.
Yeah, playing Fortnite.
You got to break a bone, dude.
No, I don't want to break a bone.
You got to get out there, like start skydiving or something.
Oh
you know
my
what I mean?
God, skydiving.
Yeah, do you have any like risk? Are you like risk averse in that way?
I feel like being a comic is pretty. That was
Yeah,
a
I guess
huge
it's
risk.
kind of risky.
I feel like we've already done. We're so used to
Bro.
what we do, but it's like in reality, we're crazy people.
Yo, dude, I don't. The joke is probably in your new special or it's part of your new stuff, but the one that we were talking about the other day that's so fucking
What-
funny.
what did I
The one
say?
with the.
Oh yeah, that's in my.
Can't-
I'm.
If you're
No,
doing
I wanna
it now,
I'm doing
keep
it now. I'm doing it
Bro,
now.
that shit.
And it's true.
But there's a. Whatever. When that comes out, we'll have another conversation
Okay.
about it. About what I told you is like you still got to tell people.
I did. By the
Okay.
way, that night I was like, okay, my friend Andrew Schultz, and then they all clap.
Yeah.
I'm like, he told me I should let you know this, and
Yeah.
then they were all laughing.
Okay. Off camera, we'll tell you guys what it is.
Yeah,
But it's
a funny joke. I love that you love that joke.
it's just so funny how like it's very clever, but also you just leaving them on the cliff and then going back into other things, and everybody in the audience wondering. You know, I gotta tell them so they're not
Yeah, of
wondering, and then we'll
course.
cut it out of the episode.
Yeah.
Okay, you tell it.
Basically, I was. Can I say though, it's interesting writing new jokes because in my head I'm like, okay, I'm piecing together all these things, and one of them is like about an escort, and one of them is about HIV, and one of them is about this, and you know, I go in front of the seller, and it's always kind of a mixed response, and I'm like, I wonder, like, because I know they're funny, like I know they're working, but I do feel
You're
like
onto
people
something, yeah.
not knowing how to respond to stuff like that,
And
I'm
and
like,
it's something that's really interesting because who you are to strangers is very different to who you are to your audience.
Right.
And I think that it's great to work out the jokes initially in front of strangers and they have to crush in front of strangers.
Yes.
Because that's how you know the jokes are great.
Yes.
But there is a transition period to making it the most honest and authentic to your audience.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to explain yourself to your audience. You do have to explain yourself to them, to the strangers that
Yeah.
are at the seller. And I'm sure there are going to be less and less strangers as you continue to grow, right?
Yeah.
Like there more people in the audience are familiar with
yeah,
you and they
I
know.
notice by claps now. like,
Exactly.
I'm like, oh, I think people.
But it is an interesting thing that like we have to do is acting like they don't know you or performing as if they don't really know you is inauthentic to your audience.
Yeah.
So the act has to transition a little. It
Yeah.
doesn't mean you have to only do inside jokes with your audience. You should work them out for the strangers, but you're 100% right. Like if it doesn't exactly work for those people, they don't know everything about you, and that joke might crush in front of your crowd because they're familiar with your history.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm like you. I want it to work out. in
It gotta
front of
work.
Every audience before I'm officially, dedicated to these jokes. So,
Are there jokes or tags you only do at your show?
yes. Sometimes, yeah.
I mean, there's certain vocabulary which straight people just are not going to get.
right.
Or
right,
like
right,
even
right.
areas, like saying,
Like a joke I have about Oprah. Like I met Oprah in Rome. And
wait, you literally met her?
Yeah, I was at a restaurant with my friend Daniela Gaetano, great comedian, and she walked by, and he's freaking out. He's like, Matteo, Oprah, Winfrey, Oprah.
And it's just a random black woman.
I turn around, it's just Gail.
Michelle Obama.
I'm like, that's Michelle. Anyways, I saw Oprah and I made eye contact with her and I was like, what can I say to her that encapsulates everything that I am and that I'm thinking I'm a gay American and she looks great. So she walks by, take off my glasses, we make eye contact and I go, you better work. And she laughed and she goes, you better work. Now, when I say to the seller, a lot of women laugh because they're familiar with RuPaul's Drag Race. They understand that. When I say that in my audience, it's like
Boom.
I gave birth. Like they're screaming. So it's that kind of stuff where I'm like, I do know this joke works, but I have to understand that like there are just some things that will not work as hard at the seller. Now, my joke about the gym, I have like a 15-minute bit about the gym, that works because
Yeah.
I'm talking about the perspective of a gay guy working out at a gym with straight people. And so all the straight people are now like kind of like, oh, what? Like gay people watch it because they're like, yes, I agree. Oh my God, I feel this too. And straight people watch it going, I never thought about it like that. So there's a different response, but same, energy.
Yeah.
What's some of the gay lingo that women are going to steal and act like it's theirs in 2 years?
Yeah.
Any prepositions, verbs,
Anything like
just
new right now?
I don't know. I mean, I didn't even understand. Like everyone's like, you're at a hard launch with your boyfriend. Is that like TikTok?
Oh yeah. Hard
Chat?
launch is a thing. Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
hard launch? What? I'm not like in Florida, like, and 10, 9. Like, I just put a picture of me and my boyfriend up.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
As opposed to the soft launch, the soft launch.
No, what's a soft launch?
This is like
holding a hand or something.
Yeah, like you post in your story like the meal, and then there's someone in the picture.
That's so fucking gay. Why would I? Here's the meal. But people take themselves that seriously.
Yeah, it's a soft launch.
So gross.
Where does "it's giving" come from?
I think it's either drag culture, black women, something in those realms.
Yeah.
It's giving.
It's giving.
Because a lot of drag culture and gay culture takes from black queer drag trans culture from Harlem all the way back to the 80s. So it's like there's a lot of like shade and reading and all that stuff. It comes from there.
Reading?
Yeah.
Like when they read to the kids?
Which you can't do in Tennessee anymore. By the way, no drag queen. I guarantee you the percentage of drag queens that get in drag to read to children is probably -5%.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
no, most of the, like, I fucking hate. Grow up, Tennessee.
Yeah.
You gotta judge those drag queens a little bit, being like, what are you doing?
You're gonna read for kids? They can't even tip.
Yeah.
That might be a Bob the Drag Queen joke. I have no idea. If not, that's Bob.
That's funny.
I wanted Bob to come on your show.
I want him on.
He is, you know what he's doing?
It's a he. We do he, right?
Yeah,
Did
yeah.
I get it right? Okay.
He's in Long Island rehearsing with Madonna. He's going on her world tour.
Oh, no, you told me this.
Fucking crazy.
Yeah.
But he's in Madonna's show.
That's crazy.
And you had him open for you
At the
here
Beacon.
at the Beacon, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
How was?
Unbelievable.
And they knew who he was, the crowd?
Are you kidding?
Okay.
They were losing their minds.
Yeah.
Every show, New York shows and LA shows, I had friends of mine I knew the audience would know, but I didn't announce anything. So it was-
so surprised.
Right.
Great, yeah.
So Nick walked out first. I said, Nick, you can do 2 minutes. And so Nick's like, fine. So he walked down. He's like, I'm sorry, everyone bought tickets. This is your chance to leave. But they even knew Nick. They all clapped for Nick. And then Bob walked out. And when they said Bob the Drag Queen. I mean, the audience lost their mind.
Crazy.
They're like, oh my God, we're seeing Bob the Drag Queen here? It was so great. LA, I had Nicole Byer, Joel
love
Booster,
Nicole.
River
Yeah.
Butcher, Sydney Washington, Miss Coco Peru. But when Joel, we were backstage and Joel looked at me. Joel Kim Booster is such an accomplished, funny fucking comic, writes movies, he's in movies, he's a star.
Yeah.
He goes, I think I'm a little nervous. I go, why?
Wow.
I was like, what happened? Joel walks out, they're losing their minds, and he murders. Nicole Byer couldn't even talk for 5 minutes because the gays wouldn't stop clapping.
Really?
Yeah.
And why have the gays, why do they love Nicole so much?
She's a drag queen.
Thank you.
There's no other way to describe Nicole. Every time I talk to Nicole, I have to remind myself she's not a gay man. It's shocking. I have to be like, oh, that's right. Nicole's not a gay man. But she is.
We love you, Nicole. Bro, that is so funny.
She's a gay man.
That is so
Her house is so like shocking color, like gorgeous. Like she's got wigs. She's hanging out with Trixie Mattel. Like she's just like Nicole gets it.
that's
Have there been
so
people that have come to
funny.
the show, like now that like it's like big theaters, like your manager comes up and is like, hey, this person's here, they want to meet you.
No, I've not had Bill Gates come to my show. I mean,
But I'm sure there's people in your DMs.
maybe
that are
like a couple OnlyFans guys. I'm like, oh, we bring him back, but no, not
Are the
really.
gays killing it on OnlyFans?
Oh my God, yeah. OnlyFans is great for
Really?
gay. Yeah.
Do you buy some?
Oh yeah.
How many are you subscribed to?
I think 6.
That you're paying how much a month?
It's like 49 cents or something. I don't even know. Like
Only in
$8.99.
Mexico? That's how you met Rodrigo? Like, this guy has a future.
Yeah, what's Dick trading at on OnlyFans? It seems like it's lower.
Yeah. No, there's a couple guys I follow on OnlyFans.
Really?
Yeah. Why? Why is that weird?
It's not weird at all. I was just wondering because, I mean, it feels like at least the stereotype within the gay community is like you can get laid pretty easily.
But I'll be honest with you, I'm not. Yes, that
You
is
wanna
a
support the
stereotype.
artist.
Yeah, I do. I am a supporter of the arts. I want a chair dedicated in my name at a theater, but it says OnlyFans supporter Matteo Lane. Support sex workers, everyone. I'm not that kind of. I think I'm more. I will hook up with someone if I have a really good connection with them. I'm all about like safety.
Yeah.
I feel trauma. So I prefer a few people. This is before I was dating Rodrigo, and people that I trust and know that I could have a conversation with, or that if something should happen, you could say something to them. Yeah.
We were talking yesterday about just the rise in popularity of sex work and like the normalcy of it, like the what is it called? I think the new show, The Idol.
Is it like American
It's on
Idol?
No, it's on HBO.
American Idol contestants who've only opened an OnlyFans.
Way better
show
show.
I would watch.
Way better show.
Yeah.
But even Euphoria, there was a girl who did porn and then she was on there, and now you have a girl who is an OnlyFans who's on The Idol. And I wonder if when we were younger, women especially were like, I can't be a stripper, I can't do porn because then I won't be able to be a famous singer or a famous actor or something like that. There was this like hard line that you couldn't cross. And now it feels like you can. And I wonder if young people, we're having this discussion yesterday, I wonder if young people just feel no concern whatsoever about having an OnlyFans now because they're seeing people rise to the top of the industry.
Well, I think, one, if you really want to do OnlyFans, like my friends who do OnlyFans, it's really hard work.
Don't do this.
No pun intended. But it is. It's not like I'm just gonna get naked and get money. It's like setting up collaborations and videos and editing. It's literally what we do, but with sex and trying to keep that momentum going. Because a lot of people will pay for a month of OnlyFans, and then if it's like 4 videos and like a
they
few,
already
like,
saw it, and then you move
they're
on.
out. So how do you keep that going? So I have friends who do OnlyFans, and they work really hard at it. It's lots of times editing, lots of times going back, responding to every single message. It's lots of time. They make private videos for people.
They're responding.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Usually an agency will just have like.
What agency?
No,
is
this
like,
is how a lot of the girls do it.
Yeah.
Well, that's straight. I don't understand that world. Okay.
Yeah, men gotta work for it.
Men work for it. So it's hard work. So I think, you can make a quick cash grab if you're hot and you wanted to, like, I don't know, if I wanted to do OnlyFans for a month and just cook pasta naked, I would make a lot of money. Really thinking about it. So Andrew, if you want to support me, thank you. But
You better work.
We shouldn't have.
Bro, you can't walk by like a construction site and say that.
Do you know that right as I was walking in, some guy, a UPS guy looked at me, he just goes, "Muscles." And I was like, thanks. Never felt better in my entire life.
What did you say to him?
I just laughed.
That's what.
I didn't even think about that.
You had it.
He was definitely straight, though.
You sure?
Yeah.
UPS guys have to be straight.
Bro, there's a UPS guy in Soho. Guarantee he's gonna hear about this. He's a male model, jacked, okay? Black dude, he wears the shortest fucking shorts that he can get from UPS. He's getting stopped in the street by people nonstop, and they're like, do you really work for UPS? Like, I saw like 5 or 6 girls do it, and I think he's like the hot UPS guy in Soho.
I think to work in Soho, we saw the firefighters. They're all like jacked, handsome, and they're all just like, yeah, this is the best station. I'm like, what?
Oh, do you think they're like casting it a little bit?
They must, bro. Soho, like, yeah.
It's like a Magic Mike audition. Let's see you go down the pole.
Yeah.
Fucking gingers go up to Harlem or something. Italian stallions on
Go to
Lafayette
Staten
Street.
Island.
Yo.
Yeah,
That's
no,
actually
for
a
sure.
good idea. Like if you're branding firemen,
Yeah.
like, you kind of have to think about it. You're gonna have all these tourists coming in, and you gotta, keep up to the.
Go to an agency, get a UPS guy, be like, hey, you want to deliver packages? We'll pay you this much. And he's like, all right, fuck it.
It's like OnlyFans, except you're saving people.
But you know what? Maybe with OnlyFans, you are saving people.
You are. You're saving
got
a
that
lot.
connection.
I don't know if it's a connection so much as it's
Hey,
like,
dude, they're really sending the messages, bro.
Yeah. They are.
Do you ever message it because you're a famous person?
I don't
But
have
you
my
should.
face on there. It's not like Matteo Lane.
Oh,
it's like some
dude, what a-
username 1775, whatever. I
Oh,
don't
you
know.
should have it as you. It'd be such a compliment to be like, dude, you really beat that nice today or whatever.
I don't know
Great
that
stroking, bro.
I don't know.
You'd be too embarrassed.
Yeah, I'd be shy. I'm really shy when it comes to talking to guys. I don't know how to I don't have that kind of chutzpah.
Wait, so you don't have any game?
None whatsoever. I keep telling Rodrigo, I'm like, you're like the coolest kid in school. Like that's who I feel like I'm hanging out with. And he's like, Matteo. Like I'll do like funny faces when we take pictures. He's like, why don't you smile normal? He's like, you're a handsome man. And every picture I'm like this, like I'm making weird faces.
Oh, that's funny to me that you don't have, because you're such a good talker. You're such a good conversationalist.
with comics.
Interesting.
At the Comedy Cellar table, I love it because we're stimulated and we're arguing and we're asking questions. It's like we can just be totally free to say whatever we want. But then with men, it's like, how do I look? It's all about that. I get really insecure.
Does a compliment mean more when it comes from a straight guy than a gay guy?
It means less, let's be honest. It's just
Because it's
worthless.
flipped,
Yeah,
I
for
think
us,
is
it's
what
opposite.
Alex is going to say.
Yeah.
It's for us,
Yeah,
it's
so if a
the-
gay guy gives you a compliment,
If a straight guy's like,
This is out
you
fishing
look
for
great,
a
I'm
compliment
like,
about
you
his
know
outfit.
nothing.
Yeah. You haven't said anything about his outfit.
Well,
He looks like he's fishing.
Yeah, he looks like he's
Yeah,
fishing.
yeah. He looks like he's gonna boycott your
Matteo.
show in Tennessee.
I can't. It's like Blossom on the head.
He doesn't like it.
And then like early '90s like R&B with the glasses, and then I guess you're gonna hide in a jungle at lunch, and then you're also shopping at a mall in 1993 from the waist down. So you know, you look great. You do.
Yeah, it means a lot,
I look
right?
like a dad in the '80s who hasn't come out yet.
Yeah, I do love that despite you getting more money, you dress the exact same.
Yeah,
Like,
I
it's
don't-
just Beavis and Butthead shirts. Like
I don't
it
like
doesn't change.
nice clothes. I don't like suits. I hate wearing suits. Like Artie Fuqua is always in a nice suit. I'm sure it costs like $1 million. And I'm like, I do not, even as a kid, I never liked to dress. Ugh, I want to just wear like a t-shirt and jeans.
Well, what is the thing you spent money on?
Yeah,
My face and my hair.
Okay, besides that, what is the big purchase? You
Must have been a
start
dumb-
making
like a
some
dumb
crazy-
thing.
My special, actually.
Really?
Yeah, because once I wanted to call it Matteo Lane. Netflix said no.
Yeah.
I think that was funny, but Mike Cannon actually said to me, he's like, it's beneath you.
Yeah, don't give them the credit.
But it's so funny. You
No.
want to know why? Because we're so involved in comedy that people just don't get it.
Yeah.
So I put my special up on YouTube. Like I paid all this money. It was such the biggest purchase I've ever made in my entire
How
life.
much? Tell people. This is good that they
I
know.
don't think
it's not gross to say because you're putting the money up for it to
Yeah.
make nothing back.
Yeah,
it's not like it's a car
bet.
just
It's a
sitting there.
bet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're betting on yourself.
It was a lot.
200.
How many?
A little less than
How
that.
many hair plugs? That's yeah. Put it in
2,700 grafts, and you pay per graft.
Wow.
So, but then people will comment, well, Netflix will come soon. I'm like, no, what is the difference?
I
You're
see what
watching
you're
the
saying.
fucking special right now.
Yeah.
So there's so many people say, well, soon Netflix. When is Netflix coming? You're gonna get Netflix. And I was like, they said I wasn't right for their channel.
Which is crazy because every straight dude that doesn't get it is like, yeah, I'm not gay.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't get Netflix.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'm not the right gay.
Yeah,
for
what
them.
kind of gay do you have to be?
I have to have. They like.
You got to be missing something.
Well, because
like a
straight
fucking
people
arm or some
book
shit
gay
like
people
that.
like our trauma. They think that queer people can only communicate through our trauma.
Yeah.
And it's like, yes, that's an important part of like where we come from and like our pain and growing from that. But it's like to think of just a gay guy doing comedy as just how comedy exists,
Yeah.
for a long time, is like, well, where's the trauma? You know what I mean? That's why they said we don't think
They want to hear the story about how your dad hated you and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
They don't want to hear the story about like your family supports you.
They don't want to
and
hear me
everything's
talk
good.
about my hair plugs.
Yeah. They want to hear another thing get plugged.
Funny.
That is kind of fucked up. But I wonder if that's the way it is for most minorities, where it's just like there's one idea of who they are, and then when you break the mold, you're actually more interesting to the public, right?
Right.
Because you're standing out. You're like, oh, this is a story I haven't heard before.
Yeah.
But to the networks who have only created these archetypes for you to satisfy, they're like, I don't know if people will get it. But you'd think now, after seeing like ticket sales and these types of things, listen, you made the right decision. I just want to let you know.
I agree. I mean, by the way, Andrew helped me with everything.
You did it all
I always
yourself.
feel so bad, but I'm like, Andrew, should I do this? Remember that Amazon
Always
deal?
ask.
They tried
Yes.
giving me a deal.
Yeah.
And then the name of my title, or my name of my special, was like, what do you think of these titles? So thanks.
This is
Andrew,
good.
For,
Always
for
good.
everything.
No, you killed it.
I thank you on everything. I thanked you on Tom Segura's, Elvis Duran, Nicole Byers. I was like, Andrew Schultz changed my life.
Not true at all. You did all this. You just needed a nudge in the right direction.
Oh, well.
But people should know that. They're like, you're the great example of someone, because you were editing your own clips and everything in the beginning.
Yeah, I
when
would
we first
literally-
talked, you were learning. I mean, you're also proficient at like a lot of.
I'm a good learner, and I'm good. I'm at doing tasks.
Tech savvy,
Yeah,
too,
yeah,
right?
yeah. So, but I mean, now Chris does everything.
but that's the progression. Like
But-
I was doing all mine, and then Alex, started doing them, and then
Right.
we have Shifty, and then even in the beginning, Mark was helping. And
Well,
it's
Mark
like,
helped me too, because Mark was like, I was at a point where I was like, I don't know, I can't, like, I want to do all these ideas and I can't do it myself. He's like, you need to hire somebody
Yep.
to come on and like, you share profits of monetization, like make it a business. And I was like, okay. I'm like, Chris. And Chris and I have been a great team. We started our YouTube channel last May. We had almost, I think, 3,000 subscribers, and we're almost at 800,000 subscribers.
Yeah, it's insane.
So Chris is great. Chris, I love Chris. Chris is like, we have fun making videos.
Chris, you got to film that OnlyFans content,
Yeah,
bro.
poor Chris.
Yo, force him. force him to do it.
Yeah. It is weird because my girl, like, she likes comedy, but I get annoyed when she watches other comedians. And then I came home the other day and she was just rifling through your TikTok. I mean, just like nonstop. And I was like, what does he have that I don't have? I was annoyed. I was like, turn this off. How dare you laugh at another comedian?
Actually, I think I'm okay if they're gay. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I think I'm less threatened in that regard, but like finding someone else like funny that also would want to have sex with you, because even if she did fall head over heels in love with you, I'd be like, you're not getting it. I mean, there's nothing that can be done
You're not
here.
Rodrigo. I know. And the nice thing about Rodrigo is he didn't know what I'm
He had
not
no
very,
clue?
I'm not very popular in Mexico. Although I was stopped a lot when I went to Mexico City. It
Yeah,
was like,
Mexico City.
Moses.
yeah, Musol. But he was like, he's like, I was not familiar with you. I'm making him sound more Mexican than he actually does. His voice is kind of like that. Like it's very deep.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that feels nice that it's not like I'm fucking.
Wait, you
a
guys
fan.
just met online?
Yeah, we started talking in like beginning of March. I just started following him. He followed me, and then we would chat a little more.
Who DM'd who
Me,
first?
I'm so desperate.
And then what'd you say?
And,
What was your,
just not like
DM'd him first?
yeah, of course. I was like.
what was your
you know,
back pickup line? I want to
just a
know.
heart.
Oh, you went with love. Okay.
And then he sent one back, and then we're chit chatting, and then.
Can we read it? Dude, let us read the beginning.
That's all I got to do.
Let us read the beginning.
You don't look like so far. I don't even know how.
Dude, I want to see the beginning, bro.
I'll find it. I could screenshot it for you.
Yeah.
But then it started turning into like chatting a lot. Then it was like checking in with each other every morning. Then it was WhatsApp. Then it was FaceTime. Then it was, and I was like, okay, poor Paige, my assistant. She's yeah. I was like, you should come to New York. He's like, yes, I want to come meet you.
So you haven't met yet?
No,
at
we've
this
hung
point?
out now a bunch of times.
No, at this time.
Oh, at this time, no. This is now end of April. And so I was like, it was funny because the vibe when I was going to pick him up from the airport, I was like, ugh, I don't know, this is a stranger, I'm letting into my home. What the fuck what did you do, Matteo?
nervous, yeah.
The second I met him, I know this sounds so cheesy, but I literally thought to myself, I'm like, this man's gonna be in my life for a very long time.
Really?
And Nick likes him, so that means he's not.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and Nick doesn't like anybody.
Yeah, I'm actually concerned.
Yeah.
That's a red flag. Huge red flag.
I know. Oh, Nick. I told Nick to be on standby in case we call him for a story today.
Oh, dude, let's call him.
I also feel like you're making it sound better with Rodrigo. If you say you have terrible game, I would love to see what you actually said.
He thinks I'm funny, which I like. You know what I mean?
Matthew.
I'm on Andrew Schultz's podcast, Flagrant, and we were talking about you, and I said, well, I'll just call Nick and see what he's up to.
Did you just call me from an unknown number before?
No. What unknown number would I have?
I don't know if you had one of them call.
No. What? This isn't the radio. I'm just calling you from my phone.
It's basically the radio.
Nick, when are you fully gonna come out as a comedian and start doing stand-up?
I've decided to push it just to give you all a chance. It's going to take the world by storm, I'm sure. And I don't want to take away from any of your guys' audiences.
Hey, I really appreciate that, Nick. Thank you, man, because we were concerned over here. We were nervous.
Of course, I mean, your audience clearly will be the same audience as mine.
Nick, we're leaving. We're going, okay?
You told me. Why are you...
Bye, Nick. We all make fun of his voice, too. We're like, your voice sucks. You sound like Squidward. And then he's like, I'll have you know, a woman told me that my voice was lovely. You know what's crazy about Nick is that okay, I'm going to show you a clip. Nick is a trained professional opera singer, and his singing voice has nothing to do with his speaking voice. So this is literally, Nick is going to kill me that I'm showing this. This is
Random connection between the two of you, or that's how you know him?
No, I know him through Bob. Okay. So Bob the drag queen. But where the fuck is Nick Smith opera? Well, I don't know. I'll find it at another time. But it's
so one of the voices he's making up.
No, that's his natural voice. Oh, here it is. Okay, but this is how he sounds singing.
So it's a choice. His voice is a choice.
Yes.
I mean, if he's just saying it, the listings, I feel like they would sell more.
Right, if he opened the door and he was like, You.
Yeah, by a mile, dude.
Oh, Nick. I think we're gonna do a podcast together.
Really?
Yeah, but I mean, I can't do an everyday thing, so we're gonna try and do like seasonal, like 12 episodes.
That's smart.
So, yeah, so we're meeting with a bunch of like podcast people right now.
That's a good idea.
Is it going to be centered on a topic, or is it just you guys?
We want to call it "I Never Liked You," and then we have each week about something that he likes that I don't like, or I like that he doesn't like, and then we basically argue about it. Because our whole YouTube series is that we just sit and argue with each other.
Yeah, it's great. I wanted you guys to come to that UFC fight. Do you
I
guys
would
remember
have
that?
loved to do that,
Yeah.
and we should really set that up because Nick would be
That's fun.
screaming at the top
That's
of his
really
lungs.
fun.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
A UFC fight?
Yeah, we have to pull you guys into the random shit that we're doing.
We'll show up.
Mateo's down.
So is Nick. Nick's doing nothing.
Listen here, you mediocre dick motherfuckers. You don't have to be that anymore. There's an upgrade available, and it's called Blue Chew. Now, you know what it is. They've been rocking with Flagrant for about 5 years now, and there's a reason we stuck with Blue Chew. It's because it makes your dick game better. It's perfect for the listeners of this podcast, male or female. Ladies, if you got a boyfriend or husband, and you think his dick game could be a little bit better, but you love this man, just get him some Blue Chew. Fellas, if you're not taking Blue Chew, why aren't you? Why not give the girl you love or the girl you want to get down with a better night? Give her a better dick game. Hey, performance-enhancing drugs are not banned in the game of sex. So why don't you use them with Blue Chew? And because we are Flagrant and because we're the best and we look out for the asshole army and the vaginal army, we got a deal for you. You get your first shipment for free. All you got to do is pay $5 at shipping. Again, now to do that, you just got to go to bluechew.com and use the promo code FLAGRANT. Again, that is free, just $5 for shipping. That's bluechew.com, promo code FLAGRANT. You get your first month free. Again, bluechew.com for more details, important safety information, all of that. But more importantly, first shipment for free. You just got to pay $5 shipping. Now let's get back to the show. Also, guys, if you need tickets to a show that might happen to be sold out, again, my special taping is an example. You know where you can find them? SeatGeek. Look at that. Akash Singh tickets. And what's even better is SeatGeek will tell you how good or bad a deal is. Whatever tickets you need. If you see a green dot next to the ticket price, that means it's good. You should buy it. Red means don't buy it yet. Hold off. Something better is coming. No other ticket app is doing this for you. SeatGeek is where it's at. There are 28 million downloads on SeatGeek. It's the #1 rated ticketing app for a reason. And there are 70,000 events listed every single day. That includes concerts, sporting events, music festivals, and more. Also, if you need Andrew Schultz tickets, wherever you are on the globe, SeatGeek might be able to help you. Why don't you look at that? And just because we at Flagrant always come through for you, we got a code. Use Flagrant for $20 off tickets at SeatGeek. Again, that's $20 off your first purchase with the promo code FLAGRANT. Make sure you do that right now. Just download the SeatGeek app on your phone, buy your first tickets, use a promo code FLAGRANT, you get $20 off. Now let's get back to the show.
So the last time I invited Matteo, he was like, immediately.
Yeah.
Do you remember what I invited you to the last time we talked?
We came here and played video games?
Oh, the one, no, the most recent one. I texted him.
Oh my God! Yeah, I'm literally. I get a text. My phone is buzzing, and I'm like, "It's Mark." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Can you come to Paris tomorrow?" What? Obviously there was a dropout, but I'm fine. I'll take the gig. I don't care. And he was like, "Can you come to Paris tomorrow? We'll put you on a private jet. You, Stavros, Theo, Andrew, blah blah blah."
No dropout, by the way.
No, I think there was.
No dropout.
I
Yeah,
think.
I think it was a booking issue.
Oh, okay.
It was there. Put it this way: there was no dropout. There were
Non-confirmation.
non-confirmations.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
But the non-confirmations were quite non-confirmational.
Yeah.
It was never going to be confirmed.
Yeah.
That really was a fever dream. I can't believe.
I also sound way cooler in the story. I was like, I put you in a private jet.
Well, you did. I mean, I couldn't even believe it. The next day, I'm sitting in a private jet having a steak with Theo Vaughn. I was like,
Yeah.
what is going on?
Yeah.
I did. Wow. You know? Crazy. Me and Andrew Santino shared a bed together on the flight. And then, Stavi's there. But I love Andrew and Stavros because they're very down. Like, us three, like, we saw Paris. And we did all, like, the sort of, like, Paris stuff, And That was my favorite Andrew Schultz memory of that is that, first of all, we had some stage director, this French guy who was absolutely insane. I'm sure he's in a mental institution now. I mean, this man was unwell on every single level. He's trying to explain to us what we're doing, but he's explaining to us on stage like, and then there will go the light, and you go there, and that's why. And of course, we are all dying of laughter because we're comedians, we don't give a shit. And so my other favorite thing, before I get to you, is that comedy and fashion do not mix because backstage it's Vogue, it's this, it's Louis Vuitton, it's blah blah, it's Kids Super, like everyone's running around and we're all there in these giant outfits going, should I do the vagina joke? Like none of us, like we're all, it's so like, you know what I mean? They don't mix. So anyhow, we're getting ready for this stage, blah blah blah, and I see Andrew, and Andrew, we're backstage and Andrew's looking at the TV and I just see him. And then he starts pacing, and then he goes, these lights need to be fixed. And I go, what? He goes, Matteo, go out on stage right now, stand on the center stage. Andrew takes over the production. And then I'm standing on stage as a stand-in, and Andrew's up there, he's like, these lights need to be here, enough with these backlights, blah, 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 blah. And he was right. The show looked so much better. And I was like, that is Andrew Schultz in a nutshell.
You got it.
That we're in Paris at the Louis Vuitton fashion show with Kids Super, and Andrew's like, I got it.
It's not right.
In a full outfit. He's dressed like a stepdad. He's just out in the audience like, hey, we got to change
I was the last fitting, by the way. I was the very last fitting. And when I walked in, they were like, we are so excited to dress you. I go, why? They're like, we're very excited to dress you. Because they had a picture of me like shirtless and stuff like that. And then Kids Super goes, because Tyra Banks was hosting the show. And in front of everyone, he goes, do you know that Tyra Banks invented America's Next Top Model? And I said, do you think I turned gay yesterday? They were dying. That was so fun. That was so nice. What a nice
Paris was
night.
cool. Paris
Did
was
you talk with Tyra at all?
Oh yeah, I saw her in the lobby and I just walked by her. I go, Tyra, and she like looked up and I was like, we're on the show tomorrow. See ya. She's like, okay. And then what a professional.
Yeah.
She showed up on time. She looked great. She was nice to everybody. She memorized all her lines. Like she was easy to work with. She took pictures of everybody. Like then afterwards, she came up to us in the hotel lobby and she was like, "Oh my God, I just went to a Five Guys and they had the best milkshakes." And we're like, "Is Tyra Banks talking to me about milkshakes right now? This is a fever dream."
Yeah, that was fire, man. Shout out to Kids Super.
Oh, what a fun time. I was so excited. And then one girl in my gym, this like, I think she's Russian. She like a couple weeks ago, she's like, "Can I ask you a question?" I go, "Sure." She goes, "I recognize you." And I think she can say comedy. I go, "Oh, okay." She goes, "Were you in Kids Super fashion show?" I go, "I was in a Kids Super fashion."
Do you remember what bits you did for it?
I did my French pastry bit.
Oh, that's smart.
Because I knew it was being recorded, so I didn't want to do any of my new stuff.
Exactly,
And I
yeah.
was like, oh, I sang, and then some rapper clapped for me in the front row.
Oh, Kodak.
Kodak,
Yeah, Kodak Black was there. That's right.
Gave
you
me
were
a standing
singing,
ovation.
And he got up and he was going crazy for it.
Kodak loved it.
Because I did my homeopathy, you know, that joke, and he stood up. And I had no idea who he was. I was a little bit like Nick in that
Oh
situation.
no, Kodak is the man. And super musical. I think a lot of people don't give him enough credit for that. Like I think musical savant, genius.
Yeah.
So it was really cool to see you get up there and he was like, okay, this is fire.
Yeah, dude,
But I
you got,
basically did mine in half French.
you got to collab, you and Kodak.
Oh damn.
As a what?
On a song, dude.
On OnlyFans.
Yeah, OnlyFans.
OnlyFans? Yeah. That would be actually kind of fun. I would do that.
We got to do some wild shows like that. That was one of the cool things when, you know, bringing comics together. And
For a fashion show, of all places. What a
Yeah.
wild, wild, wild time.
Were you excited to meet Tyra? Like, is that someone you grew up and you were like, oh, this is like
Tyra's
someone I
given
like?
so much to the gay community, and not like as in like a charity thing, like the insane memes she's created and the wild things she did on America's Next Top Model. Every gay knows by heart, we were rooting for you, we were all rooting for you, how dare you? We have memorized that scene. Oh, she just doesn't stop giving. When she pretended to have rabies.
Yeah, the rabies,
When she I think she said fat on the show once.
Wait a
Oh,
minute,
yeah.
wait, hold on. What do you mean she pretended
She did. You should Google Tyra Banks rabies, and she like goes on her show and she's like, I got bit by a dog when I was running today, and she's like crawling over her like she does. She's so uncomfortable.
Being dead serious
Yeah.
about it?
I'm dead serious. Yes, this is it. Look at that outfit. Yes.
Oh no.
No fucking. Obviously, this other woman's not in on it.
Oh no. No.
So that's what she's given to the gay community. We can't get enough of it.
Well, I don't know. I don't even know how to describe what I'm feeling.
You've
right
never
now.
seen her yell on America's Next Top Model?
I think I've seen the meme that you just said before. We were rooting for you.
rooting for you. How
But
dare you?
that was crazy.
And that's like the tip of the iceberg with Tyra. She is just entertaining in every way possible.
But it's the type of entertainment where she doesn't realize that people are laughing at her.
That's called camp.
Wait, is that?
I think that's very camp. It's like she's taking something very seriously, and it's seen with like a really like.
Oh, you think
funny
she's in on
eye.
it? She's
No, that's why it's camp. I think she thinks she's in on it, but gays are like, you're not in on it.
yeah, and it's even funnier that she thinks she's in on it.
Yeah, she-
Tyra pranks, and you're like, oh boy, you're out of your mind. You're out of your fucking mind, lady. Wow.
She dressed up in a fat suit for about, I think, an hour and a half, and then literally was like, I know what it's like brought herself to tears. Then she pretended to be homeless and slept under a bridge for 15 minutes, and like they shot her like trying to ask for money. She's just done so much for the gay community.
Why do you guys like it so much?
That's like that just like feeds our soul.
Yeah, it's fodder.
Oh, we gotta get Tyra on the pod.
Yeah, we might have to like, Tyra, bro.
Yeah, that's
I'm sure she'd show up. She'd come, and I need to be here when she does.
Yeah, you gotta Barbara Walters her, dude.
Yeah.
So tell us, why are you crazy?
Yeah, you should have Nick here to sort of interrogate her.
Yeah.
When we were at the Louis Vuitton show, we were supposed to sit next to each other, and I guess they overbooked it, and it's just benches, right? And some people were like sitting in her seat, and she came over, and they would not budge. I was
For
shocked.
Tyra Banks?
Dude, I was like, what is going on right now? And then she ended up kind of like going somewhere further, but I couldn't believe it. I figured within the fashion community.
Yeah, she's a star.
Yeah. Is that, or is it something where like the fashion community is obsessed with what is the hottest right now, and if you're not hot
Well,
right now,
I mean,
then-
that's what it means to be in the fashion community.
yeah.
Yeah. Actually, Mark Jacobs sent me clothes.
No way.
He was like, hey, my husband and I think you're really funny. What's your address? And then sent me clothes. Wow. Isn't that crazy?
Do you like the stuff?
Yeah, it was awesome.
Wow.
You're like, cute.
It's not a tank top.
No, it's a crop top.
Oh, is it really?
Even better, he knows his audience. He's no fool.
Anybody else reach out that like you really admired and you're stoked that they're into your stuff?
You know, I've become really good friends with Chelsea Handler.
Get out of here.
Yeah, and I really, that's like, it's so, like, it's crazy to think now me, her, and Nick are all on a text thread together. But that's so crazy because she won't let me compliment her, but I can do it here. Like, I was saying gay, I watched Chelsea lately. Like, I was obsessed with her show. Like, I've read all her books. I think she's hysterical. And so it's so weird that, like, I'll just get, like, a random text from, like, she just texted me right now, have fun in Italy with your boy.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Chelsea Handler? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Is it hard to act normal? Like,
Yeah, Chelsea's another one. It's like she doesn't allow you to bullshit.
That's the thing.
So
it's almost on the more famous person to establish the rules of the social relationship. Like if they're weird or they're uncomfortable, they don't call out your bullshit, then you will bullshit.
yeah,
Because it's so hard to be comfortable around someone that you admire so much or you looked up to, or if you built up to be this person, then they might not even be. I've heard this, and I always compliment Seinfeld on this. Like Seinfeld will tell people how to be a human being with him.
which is so wild.
But you need to, because people are
I know.
terrified to even say, hey, you want to get coffee?
I saw him the other day.
And?
I was at a get-together somewhere, and he walked in. I was like, I gotta go.
Immediately.
Yeah, because I'm too nervous. Like, that's too crazy.
Wait, did you look up to him growing up?
I love Seinfeld. I mean, I love Elaine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I love Seinfeld. He's like, yeah.
you gotta tell him that when you talk to him.
Yeah.
I love Elaine.
What was it like working with Elaine?
She's great. No, I like Seinfeld a lot. Yeah, but I didn't look up to him the same way I looked up to like Kathy Griffin or Joan Rivers. Because Kathy Griffin, you have to remember, the first time I saw a gay man do stand-up
It was Kathy Griffin.
It was Kathy Griffin. Actually, it was Nicole Byer. No, I was 23 years old. And I know there were gay men doing stand-up,
Yeah.
but it wasn't available
Who was it?
to me.
Cantone?
It was Bill Cruz. Bill Cruz is a local Chicago comic who now lives in Los Angeles. Really, really funny comic. First gay man I ever saw do stand-up comedy. Never saw it before. First person I heard speak positively about gay people was Kathy Griffin. I was 16. That was the first time I heard anyone say anything nice about gay people, especially in stand-up, which is so homophobic. So it was wild to like
Joan or anything like that. When
I didn't watch Joan
Until later.
Remember, this is like there's no YouTube. It's whatever comes on TV.
It's almost like with people who like myself. I found Eddie before I found Pryor. Mm-hmm. And like people who came up on Pryor, are like, well, what do you mean? Like Eddie's a newer iteration of what Pryor started, and then maybe that's the same thing with like Kathy and Joan.
Yeah, very similar. I mean, Kathy made me love stand-up, and I still think her first 3 specials are some of the funniest specials ever. I mean, her stories are anyone would laugh. You guys would all laugh at her red carpet stories. Half of it you can't even say anymore, but like really fucking funny. She just goes for it.
Yeah.
But when I saw Joan, I was 22 or 21, and I remember like pencil down watching, and that's when I realized it was my calling. I was like, I want to do stand-up. Like that was the first person who made it aware to me that I wanted to do it. Was Joan Rivers.
Wow.
I just never saw someone like with that kind of like she wielded it as such a power. You know what I mean? Like I love Pryor, I love Bill Burr, I love Ellen, I love all the, but like Joan had like you could tell she was in battle. And she's 80 in heels, running around on stage saying, if you're old, get out. I hate old people. I hate ugly people. If you're a lesbian, leave. Gay men to the front of the room. You are ugly. If you are ugly, just get up and get out. I'm like, what the fuck am I watching?
Yeah, she was a menace.
Did you ever go to a show?
No, my biggest regret is that I just started stand-up comedy really when she died. And I remember that was you know, I don't cry when celebrities die, but I was upset when she died.
I got to see her in Montreal.
Really?
Yeah, just for laughs. She had like a gala or something like that. And I remember she went up and like the first joke, I'm sure it's a bit that she had done before, but it was like, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
She was like, all right, let's just be honest. Mexicans are ugly or something like that. Like
Not Rodrigo.
No, but it was something like, she's like, nobody's ever been to their plastic surgeon. Make me look like Guadalupe or something like but listen, it's an edgy joke to do, but to open with it, not give a fuck. And she knows what she's doing. She's not actually hateful towards a group of people. No. She's like, what would
This is a woman with multiple plastic surgeries who is criticizing herself.
Yeah.
Yeah, what is the edgy thing that I can say in the moment? Yeah,
Mexicans are hot.
Yeah, if you watch the Weather Channel down there, there's some talent. There's some talent. Yeah. How did we get weathermen? No, did we have weathermen here first?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, because they really figured out weather.
What do you mean?
Like if the weather girls in Mexico, like if you watch on TV.
Are we talking about It's a Raining Man? Isn't that the Weather Girls?
Yeah, the Weather Girls. Yeah.
Okay,
No.
so I didn't make that up.
No, I'm talking about
this
like.
is why we speak different languages. You're literally talking about weathermen, and I'm like, huh?
I'm saying in America we got dudes that are telling you if it's gonna rain today, and in Mexico they have like these.
Oh, they're like naked.
They're like, and they're these beautiful fucking chicks in like the short skirt or whatever. Are you bringing it? Look at this. And it's the same temperature every day. Like,
I mean, that's why. Like, the better the weather, the hotter the women can be.
Yeah, you can have anybody up there. Like, it's nice again.
Viento.
Yeah. It's the same.
Humedad.
As soon as there's like a lot of complicated weather patterns, you gotta have like some fucking nerd that studies all the shit.
My favorite, her name is Janit.
Yanni.
That's amazing. That's Italian TV is the exact same.
I mean, what even is that? That's not real. There's no way, dude.
It's real, dude.
She's dressed like she's going to a cocktail bar at 9 p.m. in the meatpacking district, but it's 7 a.m. and she's trying to give the temperature.
It's windy today.
You can tell by my hair. That's amazing. Good for them.
Have you and I don't know if you want to talk about this part, but have you and Rodrigo done Molly together?
No, we've not done Molly
Do you do
together.
drugs?
No, I don't.
You don't do drugs,
I've
right?
only done Molly once.
Drink?
He told me that, but
Every blue moon I do.
you're just such a homebody that I was surprised that you were like, yeah, I did Molly, and you loved it.
I did have a good time.
This is the Brooklyn? When you were in Brooklyn?
Yes, yeah. I did have a good time. And you know what? It wasn't even like a sexual thing. I remember talking to my friend Daniel Sung Lee about PS5 on the dance floor
not
for like
sexual.
an hour. It was so fun.
I feel like Molly is, it's
But
pure.
I barely drink. I'm not interested in drugs.
Yeah.
You know, I smoked weed with Rodrigo the other week, and then we got way too high, and we both woke up the next morning like, well, let's never do that again.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he was like, Matteo, calm down. And I was like, I feel sick. Like, I'm not good at it. I couldn't even walk.
Oh, so you would never do like psychedelics?
No, are you out of your mind? I'm already a synesthete. Like, I'm seeing color all the time. So I'm like, nah, I don't want
Is there advice for you? Is there anything where you're like addicted to it enough where you have to set some limitations?
I guess stand up, I have to limit myself.
In
I
what way?
don't really have that. No, I don't know. I don't really have that kind of like.
Addictive personality?
No, I do not have an addictive personality.
So you're not worried about it, like getting caught up in a drug
It
or
doesn't
getting
interest
busted?
There's actually a vice that's coming from the panel.
Okay, pasta.
Really?
I'm obsessed with
That
pasta.
was the angriest
Italy.
Mateo's ever been to me.
What's that?
I was asking about pasta. I was like, because I was like, how do you not eat pasta? Like, you're in such good shape. And I was like, do you ever do like chickpea pasta? And the look on your face, you just turned away. You didn't even say anything. You just looked at the wall.
Do you know what's funny? My friend Danielle, I'm gonna read his text because Rodrigo wants to eat chicken on top of pasta in Italy, which you're not supposed to do.
Wait, why not?
Absolutely not. They would never put chicken on top of pasta.
Why is that?
They just don't go together. You would never do it.
Can you explain that?
They say that no, like it does. Those textures don't marry each other, and so that the chicken has to be eaten separately from the pasta. So you would never do it. So I told my friend Daniele that Rodrigo wants to eat chicken.
We gotta talk to the Cheesecake Factory about this.
Yeah, I know, right?
That Louisiana
We
chicken
should talk
pasta
to
is a
them about
phenomenal dish.
We should talk to them about a lot of things.
That's a great corporate restaurant. Cheesecake Factory?
No, I'm always excited to go to the Cheesecake Factory. To me is like if
Avocado
the
egg rolls?
Oof. Yes.
Unbelievable.
But to me, it's like if the TSA decided to
Don't
make.
do it. Don't do it.
It is. Everyone in line has some kind of ailment. There's a lot of oxygen tanks. Like it's really expensive. Like it is the TSA restaurant.
I need you and Nick to go to Cheesecake Factory.
We should
I
go
need
to
you to go to
Cheesecake
PF
Factory.
Chang's. I need you to do a corporate restaurant like part of this.
We should do that. Should we do that? Let's go to Cheesecake Factory, Nick. Oh my God, because Nick loves. He's obsessed with chain restaurants. Nick eats like shit. He eats Chipotle. He eats Chipotle 5 times a week. He got kicked out of Chipotle a couple months ago.
Yeah, why?
I got kicked out of Chipotle. I'm like, why? Well, I was waiting in line, and this person in front of us ordered 50 burritos for a kid's birthday party. So I got everyone in line to turn against him, and the manager came up to me and said, "Miss, you're gonna have to leave." So he specifically moved to a place in Harlem to be near his favorite Chipotle.
Wow.
That is wild.
He eats like shit. He's like, I'm dead on the inside. I mean, he literally he eats pasta with butter and then Chipotle and Dunkin' Donuts every morning.
Have you cooked for him?
Yeah, he does like my pasta, but he doesn't compliment you, but he'll ask me to make it.
That's the compliment.
So that's the compliment with Nick.
Okay, explain something to me about Italians and their like connection with food. Why does it seem so offensive to make suggestions about food that don't work with what they believe is the right way to consume it?
You know what? I actually don't have an answer for you. I think they're in that peninsula.
But that's a common thing, right? Like, if you were like, oh, what about pesto and having a Diet Coke? They'd be like, oh, you can't have a Diet Coke. And I'm trying to understand why it's so ridiculous.
Every
to
other
them.
country in Europe has a bordering country to tell them you're acting ridiculous. But the Italians are in a peninsula and
the
mountains
mountains.
on top.
So nobody's ever said you guys are acting weird.
Right. So we're just a weird group of people who became upset. Look, we never colonized. I mean, ancient Rome, but whatever. It's like we never colonized.
I mean, you colonized the world.
Well, with food.
And war.
What war?
The Roman Empire.
No, that's what I'm saying. Besides the Roman,
Okay.
besides 2,000 years ago, like
Yeah,
we're not
yeah,
like
yeah.
France that's colonized or Spain.
Oh,
or
I
that-
got you what you're saying.
Right?
You haven't gone to
Tried.
Africa. You
No,
haven't gone to
we
yeah.
tried in Ethiopia and they
Well,
were.
you did
they
it
were like,
first and
"Get out."
everybody copied you.
They what?
You guys did it first and everybody copied you.
That's true. We did set the standard.
You did. That's what I
did.
always say. Like, Paris is a knockoff of Rome. If you go to Rome, it is a knockoff.
The French are so mad at me.
Bro, wait, go. Why?
I
Have you
didn't-
said this before?
No, well, I kind of, yeah. I mean,
Good. People should know.
I've said some
I like
disparaging.
Paris.
I love Paris.
And then I went to Rome, and I was like, why do I want this?
Yeah.
Paris is the Cheesecake Factory of cities. Listen, it's nice.
Wow.
It's nice if you grew up in Hoboken. It's impressive.
Wow.
But once you go to Rome, you can't enjoy it.
I know. It's hard. It is hard. But I think the Italians,
No, you were about to say something. They're upset at you.
the
The French are
French are
upset
mad.
at you. The Parisians
Oh,
are
I did a
upset at you.
video about ordering a cheeseburger in France, and it now is, I think, at 15 million views.
Wow.
People are first of all, as if no one reads the comments. That's my favorite thing about comments. Is every comment is the exact same.
Yeah, yeah.
But in my joke about saying how the French are not accepting of other people, no matter how hard you try,
Yeah.
in the comments they are not accepting of you.
course.
Like they're just
Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
French about it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what my joke was like in Italy. Like if you try Italians speak Italian. They're so nice to you.
Appreciate it a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, and the French, it's like you could. I'm like, I'm sorry, I wasn't born here. Like, what do you want me to do? Like, go back in time and get born here and grow up here so I can order this croissant without you yelling at me? Like, it's insane.
Yeah, they do such a fucking attitude.
They really do. Although everyone in France at the Kid Paris or Kid Super Show was great.
I will say this: the French kick Italians' asses in dessert.
They kick everyone's ass in dessert.
They have the best dessert.
Yes.
And I think it's because they're using butter and the Italians are using oil.
Yeah.
And they really know how to cook with the butter, where you guys aren't really using the butter. So the
Northern
sweet
Italy
stuff.
cooks with butter.
Oh,
Southern
near
Italy
the France
cooks
part.
more.
That's a little weird. Maybe you took some ideas from over there, over the mountain. It's kind of strange. Yeah, no one tells us what to do, except for when we make good desserts.
Okay, the most popular food in the world is pizza, so...
Yes. Where's your fucking pizza?
Yeah, where's your pizza?
And bread. They kill it in bread.
They kill
and
it in
desserts.
bread and dessert. And
Nobody
the Italians
touches that.
kill it with fashion, cars, opera, food, you know, pretty much everything.
Listen, we're not competing here.
I am.
We're not competing. Well, no, because there's no competition. Yeah, we're not competing. We're just pointing some things out. But we have to give credit where credit
But
is
come
due.
see me in Paris in October. I'm doing 4 shows.
Throwing baguettes.
I know, right? I'm like Trump in Puerto Rico. Or
The paper towels.
Yeah.
Puerto Rico.
Oh, he's so insane.
Puerto Rico.
But what did he do that made you bust out laughing, though? Be honest.
What?
Trump.
Oh, you know what? Well, I will say I will defend Trump on. I was trying to make this a joke, but it's too late now because the special's already out. But I want to be like, he's an asshole and I hate him, but leave him alone on the hair. That's not. I do sympathize.
Because there was a moment where you were trumping it up a little before.
Girl,
you-
I was desperate. Yeah, I had a sculpture on my head that Michelangelo would blush at. Like it was like I couldn't believe it was getting so much harder to try and cover it up.
Yeah.
And now I have a lot of hair.
Yeah. A beret would have been nice, you know? Maybe.
The Italians don't really have hats down
Yeah, no, the hat game is atrocious.
because they don't go bald like the French, probably.
Some of them.
He's Mexican.
Okay.
Blame that on the Mexicans.
Yeah, I know. But I bet. Do you want me to seriously answer a question
Yeah.
about that? I do think Italians like. I don't know why, but I do know like they have really specific rules about like this kind of pasta should be made with this kind of sauce, and you should. You know what it is? They really care about their food in the sense that like you go to any other country and it's like you're just eating food and they don't know where it comes from. They don't know where the ingredients.
There's a
come from.
religiosity with the food.
Yeah, the Italians are like, well, this milk is from this cow.
Yeah.
I know the cow.
The Japanese are kind of like this too.
Japanese and Italian culture are wildly similar.
Especially-
it's
yeah.
sort of like island life. I don't know.
I think it's like when, I don't know, I think when God is reflected in whatever you're working on, then you're gonna hold it up to that standard. And I don't know, for Italians, it's always seemed to me that like the food is a manifestation of what it is to be them. So you have to treat it at the highest level.
Yeah.
So it's like, and they've dedicated themselves to this for so long, and it's become like, you know, the exact same thing as the identity. So of course they would know that the texture of chicken and the texture of pasta does not go together. Where we would just taste some sauce and we need some protein, we go, yeah, throw it in there. They'd be like, no, you're gonna get your protein.
Yeah.
But there's a protein that works better for this.
Well, Katie Parla, who's a great Italian author, she told me that Italians are really obsessed with digestion, healthy digestion. So it's like you'll have.
See, that's levels, bro.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. Like, we're not even thinking about.
But they're not really doing anything else.
Well, let's talk about that actually. I want to talk about that after, because that's something that Italians will even criticize about themselves.
What?
About being a country that is lost in the past and not
Yes.
creating new things and not like dominating culture for thousands of years. And now most people go there to view it as a museum.
Yeah.
And there's Italians that are like, no, let's keep creating. Let's make new things. Like, we have this legacy of creating things that the world loves. Like, why have we stopped doing this?
A great comedian named Francesco Di Carlo, who's moving to America soon. He's like the most famous Italian comedian. He's making comedy How We Do in New York in Italy.
Oh, wow.
And he's unbelievable comic. He and I had this whole conversation because I was saying exactly what you're saying. Like, I love coming to Italy, and I feel like, you know, it feels like tradition and peaceful and da-da-da-da. Like, the chaos of New York is gone. And he goes, yes, it is beautiful, but the problem is we're stuck in the past. Yeah. So he's like, me wanting to do comedy the way that you guys do it is almost impossible because people refuse to budge from their past.
And when you have a past that is so old, right? When you have thousands of years of wisdom that turns into not only religion, but turns into pasta, it turns into everything. It's like, you can make the argument like, we've perfected it, we figured it out. And then going against that is almost like insulting or stupid. You're like, but in order to create new things that we like, we have to go against the grain. In America, it's kind of easy, right? We're here for 400 years. If we do, what is it? What are those? A gastropub restaurant. It's like where we flip a burger and make it a little interesting. We're welcoming of it. We're not going, how dare you disgrace a hamburger? How dare you disgrace a hot dog? You know what I'm saying?
We do that every day. That means you're American.
Exactly. But in Italy, you have 4,000 years of making a fucking pasta in a specific way.
Italians, Fran Lebowitz would said this. Italians have a culture. Americans don't. We don't have a culture.
Well,
Our
we're
culture
developing it. We're developing it.
Our
We're
culture
just
is an
young.
idea.
We're young still.
Right,
It takes
right.
thousands of years.
Right.
And that's why, I don't know, that's why I always look at Europeans and they have such an interesting relationship where like race and culture intersect, because I think that there's a lot of times where there is racism that is masked oftentimes as a cultural elitism.
Yes, very much so.
You know, and this is all throughout Europe. Whereas, like, if there was a kid adopted by a French family or adopted by an Italian family and raised Italian and raised French, they might be more accepted and still deal with like racial shit, but they might be more accepted because they're continuing that identity.
Right.
Whereas in America, we're still figuring out what it is to be us. So all we got is race to be like, you're bad, you're good, or whatever. So
my friend Tedzeta, she was born in Ethiopia, and then her mother moved her and herself to Italy when she was 3, and then she was raised by nuns in a Catholic church. Whoa. So her whole concept, you know what I mean? She's this beautiful Ethiopian girl walking around as the most Roman woman on the face of the planet. You know, so she deals with racism on like a whole other level. It's interesting with Italians though, because they are like so, like northern Italy is so genetically different than southern Italy.
Yeah.
I mean, in Sicily, it's like, it's so Arab North African. Like,
Yeah.
it's in the architecture, it's in the food, it's in the language, it's in the people. Like,
even thinking about like Italy as a country, what is it,
1850, when did Italy become a country? 1857?
I think it was like united under the Vatican for like 1,000 years, but I think it's literally the modern version of Italy is post World War II, I thought.
Yeah.
So like the
You had to rebrand a little. Yeah.
The 19, but they did a great.
honestly, amazing job, because nobody even that's how great Italian food is compared to German food. The Germans are like, these fucking Nazis, and Italians are like, it was a mistake. It's the wrong side.
That's just how bad you guys are at war. That's all it is.
Oh, we're
you guys are
awful
so
at
bad
war.
at it. It's like we're like, yeah, Germany, Japan, those are the bad guys, and you guys just didn't do anything.
No, we did. To be fair, we killed Mussolini.
You did.
We brought him in. We just murdered him. You know, Italians, they love murder. And yeah, it was great. Jiminy Glick asked Eddie Falco once. He was like, "Why do Italians try not to kill?" So good. But yeah, I mean, the 1960s was great for the Italians. They really rebranded, and it was like, you know, Roman holiday and pasta and Vespas, and you know, they just became Italian disco.
There's
and
a romance to the culture.
yeah, well, the language, the people. It's crazy that tiny country has affected the entire world.
Well, the most famous TikToker now is an Italian kid.
Who?
The kid Kabi Lame.
Oh, I didn't know that he's in Italy.
Yeah, he's a black dude, immigrated, but he's Italian, like
I
fully
didn't know
raised in
that.
Italy. He's
Cool.
have you seen him? He's the
No.
dude that like he'll play someone doing like a dumb DIY video and then just be like, "This is how you're supposed to do it." So he doesn't ever speak. Yeah. This is his thing.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, he's an Italian kid. And then you listen to him talk, he's just like fully Italian. But it makes sense though, because all of his content is him just being like, "You guys are so stupid."
What these?
Watching Kobe Bryant in Italian interviews was my favorite.
Oh, how
He
weird.
becomes Italian.
Yeah, the woman, he's so American, and then the next minute he's like, allora, la problema è che quando sono cresciuto qua, and I'm like,
Where did that come from?
because you can't not do this when you're speaking
Yeah.
Italian.
Do you get along with like New York Italians?
Oh yeah. I mean, look, I did this great podcast called Growing Up Italian.
Yeah, it's great.
And it's so funny because like being Italian, I forget like how I'm used to, like, I walk up to this intimidating group of Italians outside Anthony and Sons, right, where they film the podcast. Anyone else would be like, oh God, those scary Italians. I walk up and like, oh my fucking God, I didn't know it was gonna be Matteo. And they're like, hey, buongiorno, Matteo, magari do you want cafe? And I'm like so comfortable in that. So they are, Italian Americans are still really connected to Italy. But I will say a lot of Italians like who follow me on Instagram always say the same thing. They're like, Matteo, thank you for representing Italy of today.
Oh, good.
I'm like, oh, okay, because I think that the Italians there are it's a little tiring to hear like, we get it, the mafia and the corno and the malocchio, like we get it. So they have a lot more to offer, I guess.
Yeah.
There's an interesting thing about Italy specifically, which is like there are so many different, I guess, almost like kingdoms in Italy.
Yeah.
Like uniting it as one country is pretty recent.
There's 34 different languages in Italy.
Okay, so like when we look at Italy, we just go pizza, maybe some mafia, definitely pasta and Vespas, right? Like that's the idea, and fashion or whatever. But each one of these little areas, like the Venetian Empire was a fucking empire. And these people their roots are ingrained in what that is to be Venetian.
Katie Parla's boyfriend, who's a Venice glass blower, had to, in order to enter this
Oh, what
guild,
is that? What is that famous one in, it doesn't matter. There's a famous known glass blowing.
He's born and raised Italian, could not work there until he learned Venetian.
Isn't that?
Wow.
Actually, if you look up online, type in YouTube, this is a great example. Type in Italian barese. It's okay, this is the difference between Italian language and the language in body, okay, which is a completely different language. This girl is gonna be, oh my God, Nick, why are you calling me? This girl will do it in English, the woman on the right does it in Italian, the guy on the left
And
does it in body.
body is where in Italy?
Puglia, that's the
Puglia.
heel
Gotcha.
of Italy.
Yep.
Italian versus Venice part 2.
If I catch you,
Si t'acchiappo.
Ci t'awand.
who knows?
What?
Chi lo sa?
Sitch.
Who made this?
Chi l'ha fatto?
Ci ho fatto.
A fly.
Una zanzara.
Una zambane.
Keep it.
Tienatillo.
Tinatil.
Did you get to play?
Hai giocato?
Si shikwet.
A bird.
Un uccello.
Wachid.
Wow. Pause.
Le olive.
Similar.
So you have that in all these different regions.
Every town has a different, so Naples is different than Bari. So people in Naples and Bari can't communicate in their dialects. They have to speak the standard language Italian.
Yeah.
So when I went to Naples 2 months ago, it made crazy because my nonna's from Naples and but I don't know the Napolitano language.
Yeah.
So I'm there. I'm in this cab with this cab driver who's like in his early hundreds. He should not be driving.
Yeah.
And he's only speaking Napolitano with me. And I kept saying to him in Italian, like, I do not understand you. Then he thinks another cab driver is a bad driver. So he takes his car, drives in the middle of traffic, stops traffic, rolls down his window to tell this guy he's a bad driver. But all I hear in Napolitano is like, I'm like, I have no idea what's going on. It's crazy. I have to ask people sometimes in Italy, I'm like, I'm so sorry. Like, you don't want to be disrespectful, but I'm like, I just speak Italian. Like, I don't,
Did you eat the pizza there? The San Michele?
Yeah, we went to
San Michele?
Yeah, Da Michele.
Or Da
we waited
Michele.
2 hours. Me and Tenzetta went.
And it's fucking worth it.
It's unbelievable. And it's only, you wait 2 hours and it's €5.
Yeah.
That's it. And they only have 2 types of pizza.
Yep.
And then they're all arguing with each other. The pizzaiolo is all arguing with each other.
Yeah.
But the pizza's
Fucking
unbelievable.
cigarettes hang. Bro, there's a ashtray right by the oven. They're just smoking and throwing ashes.
That's the seasoning, baby. Let's go.
Dude, but unbelievable. It's rare that you go to one of those hot spots or whatever where everybody talks about how amazing it is and it blows you away. And this place, and they opened one here. You know that?
They did?
Yeah, they opened one here in where the fuck is it? What was that club in, like a church or something? No. I forget it.
Temple Gym.
Yeah, imagine. No. I'm gonna get Dove knows what it. But the same people, they opened one here, and apparently it's really good. But it's a different thing when you're eating it there. Yeah.
Are there Italians you don't get along with? Like from an area,
What
from
about
a region?
the Milanese? Is it?
Well, Milanese, the northern Italians, like the
They're like Germans,
Milano.
kind of, a little bit, right?
Yeah, the joke is that they say they sono freddi, like they're a little cold. But they're very like corporation and business and
they keep the money pumping into Italy, and it's important.
They do. But I mean, I'm used to Sicily, so.
Bro, that's how it is in Spain too. Like up in Barcelona, they think that they're like cheap. They think that they're a little bit colder. They don't think, and then you go down to the south of Spain, and you're basically in Morocco.
Yeah.
It's like everybody there is just giving you that like welcoming love. Come into my home. I don't care if I even know you.
I love Madrid. I love Madrid. I love that city so
What do you
much.
love about it?
I don't know. I fell so in love with Madrid. Barcelona, I'm not that. I mean, it's fine.
You need a little bit more of that Italian love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Barcelona feels chaotic, and the streets all kind of look the same. And I don't know. I didn't quite connect with it the same way Madrid. It was like gorgeous. Look at Madrid.
Madrid is a little bit more ancient, a little bit more majestic. It has a little.
You pointed this out with Italy is like because it's so like culturally fragmented, or at least used to be. That's why they are so diehard with the soccer teams.
Oh yeah,
like that's the only way that they can fight.
That's their expression. Yeah, like, and they've been connected to that culture for. And I think you see that a little bit with in England too.
Yeah.
I think that's why it's hard for us to understand soccer, right? Because like
It's also boring.
Yo, but it's the thing is like it's boring when like your whole identity isn't out there.
Right, but
You know
I mean, the
what I
soccer
mean?
players are at least hot. Do you know what I mean? Like they're the hottest of the sports athletes. Yeah. I think hockey players would be hot, but they're like all covered up.
Yeah.
So you can't really tell. Me and Nick went to a Penguins game in Pittsburgh, and he was screaming at the ref.
Why?
He got so involved in the game. He's like, "Come on, this is ridiculous!" Like, and he was in a fur coat. Like it was. People gave us a lot of looks. Yeah. But I think soccer players are the hottest, no question. Nice butts, nice thick legs, like.
Yeah, they're the best looking probably. I'm trying to think, who else? Football?
Stop.
Football is like, I don't know.
It depends on the position, bro. I think across all sports.
Tell me about it.
Soccer players gotta be the best looking across the board, bro.
Yeah, they got the nice sleek haircuts, you know.
They're the ones who care the most about the way they look.
Exactly.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Basketball players are now that the shorts are coming shorter.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, they're hot. But I'm used to like I'm used to '90s basketball players where like the everything is long.
The dick would hang out a little. Yeah.
Fantastic. But I just don't. I sound so stereotypical. I'm like, I just don't care about sports. It's like $1 billion industry. I don't even see it.
Really?
I just don't care.
What about when like the Olympics come around?
Well, the Olympics are different because that's for gay people.
Okay.
Specifically, the Winter Olympics are for gay people.
The Winter.
Ice skating, the Anna Wintour Olympics. It's Nick. Actually, I could call you. Nick is obsessed. He doesn't know anything about sports. When it comes to the Olympics, he's like, "Are you out of your fucking mind? This woman cracked her knee trying to like." He just knows everything. Have you ever seen Selling Sunset?
Yeah.
I've never seen the latest season. Nick called me. He goes, he's like, "What are you doing?" "I just finished Selling Sunset season 6. "Okay, what happened?" "Well, I'm gonna be honest. Some people are born leaders. Mary was born a potato. She's absolutely Davina at this point is a plant that shouldn't even be in the show. They got rid of Christine. I mean, Chriselle is now some sort of a bisexual, lesbian. Who the hell knows what's going on with her? None of them are selling houses."
Dude, you gotta get him on Selling Sunsets. If
Oh my
there's
God,
nothing else
Nick
you do
would
in
be
your
amazing.
career,
Yeah,
if
why
there's
don't we
nothing
get
else you
him-
do,
Why don't we get him on one of the real estate shows?
oh my
He would
gosh.
be unbelievable. He would
Yeah.
be perfect TV. He'd be the villain. He'd be perfect TV. He would be. I mean, Nick would be.
That shouldn't be that difficult. Who does he work for?
I think Compass, maybe. Or
Compass?
maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know actually.
Yeah, we should. That
should.
could be funny.
Nick doing on those TV shows. He would fight with everyone. Nick,
Can we prank him? Can we send people on listings with him that like are there to rile him up?
You gotta film that. That is fire.
Just there to rile him. Like a guy just goes and takes a dump during the listing.
Nick's done that. So. He's diarrheaed his pants. So.
At Chipotle.
At Chipotle.
There's a hemorrhoid in the toilet. Like a
The doctor leaves it. It's for you.
Yeah, it'll fall off. He's like a baboon, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah, we need to start pranking Nick. Nick should, at the end of this year, think that he's living in, what was that Jim Carrey
Truman
movie?
Show.
The Truman Show.
The Truman Show.
Yeah,
It should be half reality, half Truman Show.
He said that,
1,000,000%.
like a guy came up to him on the train and goes, "Are you Matteo's boyfriend?" And he goes, "Under no circumstances."
Are you one of these Italians that doesn't do New York pizza though?
I love New York pizza. I love Joe's Pizza.
Even though it's different.
Oh yeah,
than
no,
Italian.
I like New York pizza a lot.
What's your
Best pizza.
Joe's.
Okay, give me top
the best.
3 in the city.
Well, Ribalta, but that's like Italian style pizza. Joe's Pizza, John's Pizza. What's the one that's on like Spring Street and what is it?
Prince Street?
Prince Street.
Prince Street is really good.
What else? I mean, those are I mainly go to Joe's though.
Yeah.
Ben's Pizza has good grandma slice.
What, the one on the corner?
Yeah, the grandma
Interesting.
slice pizza is really good.
Okay.
I love New York pizza. I love the white slice.
What about Ruby Rosa? You ever go to Ruby Rosa?
Watch your mouth. No, I've never been to Ruby.
Dude, Ruby Rosa is incredible.
Really?
Dude,
Where
they
is it?
did, it's on, where is it? What's the next one over?
Bowery?
It's on Mulberry.
Broadway?
Mulberry. It's on Mulberry.
Literally.
Yeah.
Oh, work.
Yeah. Well, it's a little bit up. More
Okay.
like Nolita, but yeah, Mulberry. It's fantastic. Really fucking good.
I mean, most New York pizza's great.
What about pasta?
That's harder to
Now
find.
we have to have. What about Misi? You ever do Misi?
No. The only good pasta in New York, the real pasta in New York, is at a place called Piccola Cucina on Spring Street in Thompson.
Okay.
And they're like from Sicily, and they make it the way it's supposed to be made.
Cigarettes and all.
Cigarettes and all, like here's your alla norma, you know. And then Ribalta, which is a pizzeria, but they do authentic pasta as well.
Okay. Okay.
You said the most controversial Italian take I think I've ever heard on this show.
What was it?
So Andrew obviously was going to Amalfi. He sees himself, I think, as culturally Italian.
Yeah.
And then he
No.
came back.
I used to teach you Italian.
Yeah.
He came
it's
back
that-
and he goes, "You couldn't tell the difference between ice cream and gelato." Is that a true thing you said?
Out of your mind?
No, you couldn't.
You said
No,
you.
you couldn't.
You couldn't.
You
Yeah,
said
you're a
you.
cultured swine.
It's the it's literally
can
two
tell
different things.
Oh, I have a great ice cream shop for you. Cafe Pana. Have you been there?
No. In Rome?
No, this is here. And she trained in a gelateria in Rome.
Is she from Italy?
No.
I go to Figo for gelato.
We'll go. They have like savory gelato.
And you can tell the difference?
Bro, they had fuck you, dude. I had just vanilla with whipped cream and then olive oil on the top and like some
yum.
salt. It was fucking unbelievable. Anyway, Cafe Pana, go check it out.
Okay.
But we'll go. We'll get some ice cream. But you can't tell the difference between
It's
gelato.
this two different
You're addicted
things.
to sugar. It doesn't matter. I eat Snickers.
I like
Kit Kat, it
both.
doesn't
I
matter.
like both.
Don't
but
give me
they're
this. I like.
two opposite things. Like
No.
one, they're so distinct. The
No.
idea that you think people couldn't tell the difference is absolutely absurd.
No,
People.
You can't
he,
tell
he
the
also
difference.
he said you. Why are you
You
guys
can't tell
not
the
being a part of
difference.
this?
No.
They're two separate
No,
things.
no,
it's like the difference between like
no.
bread and fucking
Just
lobster.
started eating good food like 2 years ago. He grew up in Florida.
I grew up
Yeah,
next
you
to a
grew up in
gelato.
Florida,
I grew up
bro.
next to a
You grew
gelato
up in
place.
Florida, bro.
Jeremiah's Italian Ice.
God.
Are you gonna let him disrespect?
Yeah.
He's doing a good job himself. There's nothing more incriminating I can say about him that he's already said it for himself. So
A gay compliment is nice, but a gay insult hurts way
Yeah,
more.
it's a dagger, right?
Yeah. You insult like Southern people, dude.
Yeah, bless your heart.
gays are pretty vicious, I think.
Oh,
really
God.
good at comebacks and insults.
Yeah. That takes,
only way
that
we
takes
survive.
practice. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, listen, you have a flight to catch,
I do.
so you have to get out of here. But before you leave, Hair Plugs and Heartbreak on YouTube,
Yes.
several other specials on YouTube. Matteo Lane Comedy.
Yes, MatteoLaneComedy.com. I'm on tour. We're almost sold out with the Chicago Theater. Exciting.
Hometown kid.
I know. And I'm doing Vegas. I'm not doing any shows this summer, but I am doing the Win at Vegas.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So, and if you want to come
The
to
Pinnacle.
that. Yeah.
Wow.
So that's exciting.
When are you doing that?
I'm doing it July 29th.
Okay, great.
Are you gonna gamble?
And no, I don't like gambling. I have no vices.
No vices.
You gotta try.
Yeah.
You gotta practice.
I'm
dude.
so bad. Last time I gambled, I was like, I might as well just take my wallet and throw it on the table and keep walking. Like, it was so.
Yeah, I don't see you being good at gambling.
No, Jessica Kirsten was trying to teach me how to gamble,
Yeah.
and she ended up just doing it for me. Yeah, I want to be the hot woman who sits with the boyfriend of the gambler, who's like, you know, like making faces and stuff. That's
blow on the dice.
I'm good at that.
Yeah. Are you flying private to Italy or?
But what? No, I'm not doing the kids super fast.
Well, let me know if, you know, I
but
can-
I
I
am
can hook
flying
you up.
first class.
Hey, there's no going back.
No.
There's no going back.
No,
You tasted it.
I have
Tasted
to.
the
I
fine
have to
things.
keep this going just to keep flying first. But I know it's going to be one of the old Delta flights where it's like when you're going down, it's like. It's going to be
Stephen Hawking chair.
literally. Last time I was on a flight, I've told this story before, but it was like the TV was so small. I was like, do I have cataract? Like, didn't I pay? And then they the equivalent of giving you the meal, they just stand at the front of the plane and throw the meal at you.
Yeah.
But this one gay flight attendant, you know, he of course recognized me. He was like, Matteo, is there anything I can get you? And I was like, I'm so sorry, but like my TV doesn't work and my chair doesn't work. He goes, I fucking hate these old planes. They're fucking awful. And he just kept giving me snacks and like he was so nice.
Oh, I got a discount from you, actually.
What?
Yeah, I was at a vintage store upstate, and the guy that was checking me out, not checking me out. I mean, he was gay, but like also
Mark's hot.
but he was like checking all of our stuff, and he was asking. He was like, "Oh, you're a comedian?" I was like, "Yeah," and he's very gay, and I was like, I just peppered in there. I was like, "Yeah, we actually just had Matteo Lane on the podcast," and he was like, "Oh, You know Matteo? And I was like, you know, we're friends. We were on a private jet, whatever. 20% off the whole thing.
Yeah. Oh, really? That's good.
Appreciate
See?
that.
I better work.
I better. You knew he wasn't going to say it. But it needed to be
myself.
Yeah.
Give it to myself.
Matteo Lane, ladies and
Thank you so
gentlemen.
much, guys. Thank you.